day off. Can you imagine? It's just take the day
I've
off,
seen him
man.
like one time in the last month.
These young kids, man, I tell you what, you can't get it. Actually, Max is working today. He's just not working with us, so
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm just giving him a hard time. I know he's out there listening.
He's
Yeah,
either
right.
working for somebody else or at a wedding.
Good call.
No.
Yeah, he's been at a few of those. He's at that age where he's in a lot of weddings.
I,
Okay.
ho- oh,
You,
I hope I don't have any more weddings to go to until my kids start getting married.
when your kids start getting married and your kids' friends start getting married, you get to start going to weddings again.
I can be like my dad. Like my mom was always the one that showed up, and dad was like, "I ain't going."
Right. Yeah. Find out where they registered. Send them a gravy boat. Um, how'd the Lions? The Lions. Okay.
Well,
I'm
I
sorry
will
I
say,
asked.
you know,
Sorry.
I'll take that one on coaching. It was our worst defensive performance. We got beat 30-21.
Did you go to the post game and say we got to coach better?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I got to start teaching fundamentals and getting back to basics. But it was a battle for third place. We've wrapped up the playoffs. We're in the playoffs.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, so you rested your starters?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we were currently in third. We were playing the fourth place team. We had beaten them earlier in the season. They got revenge on us last night. Made some big plays.
All right. So just so you know, the audience is following along with this,
Yeah.
right? I mean, this is 7 weeks, right?
We got a
Five
bye
and two,
week. We got
five
a
and
bye
two,
week this week. 5-2.
5 and 2.
We're now
Okay.
5-3.
Okay.
Bye week. Got to get ready. Might practice twice.
Two-a-days.
Yeah.
Who's the union rep on your team, man? They might complain a little
My
bit.
wife might complain a little bit.
You're gonna lose that argument, I promise. So I woke up this morning and I start prepping for the show, and I looked, and the spread's still 2.5. LSU's a small underdog in their own stadium. And then I looked at the standings. LSU's still 5-2. And then I looked at the rankings, and not that it matters, but I looked at the rankings and top 20 matchup, Tiger Stadium night. Check the ABC crew. Who they sending? They're sending Fowler and Herbstreit. Sending the 18.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, this is a big game. Okay, this should be a really big game because LSU's still 5-2, which means the season's not over yet. I mean, is the season over at Notre Dame?
No.
They're 5-2. Season over at Michigan?
Nope.
Nope, they're 5-2. Just as a couple of examples, there are others of 5-2 teams that I don't think Michigan thinks the season is over. They're 5-2. You got a quality opponent coming in, top 5. Okay, those usually
Yeah.
get the juices going a little bit. It's Texas A&M. I wouldn't go so far as to call them LSU's biggest rival. Some people would. I know they're not Texas A&M's biggest rival, but it's a pretty long history. I mean, I can remember at least back 40 years on this
Yeah.
when they started the 10-year home and home in '86. So there's a history between these teams. There's a little bit of dislike, a little bit of animosity. It's not Texas against Texas A&M, but there's a little bit of animosity there. So I guess I was surprised when I was talking to friends this week, and some not friends just posted everything that this is not a big deal. That they already good friend of mine knows football. He says, why would I watch on Saturday? I already know what's going to happen. Do you? Huh? Because I've been in this business a minute, and I don't know what's going to happen. You played, and do you know what's going to happen? Because if you did, that'd be valuable information. Okay,
I'd give you a lot of money.
right. You don't know what's going to happen.
No,
And if there's
nobody
anything this year, I mean, any year in college football, if there's anything we ought to know this year, I would have bet, okay, the deed to my house that Penn State was going to beat UCLA. Literally would have bet the deed to my house, okay, if forced, okay.
Yeah.
So pick one game that you got to pick this week. I'd pick, and they lost, okay. And so I thought, well, maybe it's because things are so bad that they're it's it's unattainable to turn things around. I've covered LSU teams like that. I was here in '98, okay, where where you go past the point of no return, and I thought, well, let me look. No, it's a couple of one-score losses to ranked teams on the road in the league, and it's pretty tough. Texas barely got out of Kentucky last week, and Kentucky's nowhere near as good
Yeah.
as Ole Miss and Vanderbilt. And so I thought, wow, do you really know what's going to happen? I am not for 1 second discounting LSU's problems. Okay, There's a ton. There's a laundry list. We do 2 hours of this a day. The guy behind me does 2 hours. The guy behind him does 3 hours. The guys in front of me do 2 or 3 hours. I understand LSU's problems. I understand that they are flawed. They got problems, but so does everybody else. Just about everybody else. I don't see the dominant team out there. So I thought, hear me out. Why don't, instead of thinking that we all know exactly what's going to happen, why don't we treat this like a big game and see what happens?
Yeah.
And if they get routed, okay, because this is the pushback I got from the people. I said, hey, look, man, why don't we treat this like the top five team coming in that it is, and let Tiger Stadium be what it can be, and maybe these kids will rise up and play a great game, and maybe they'll keep the season alive, because 6-2, by the way, season's not over.
Yeah.
Well, because I know what's going to happen. They're going to go out there, and they're not going to be able to score in the red zone, and the defense is going to give up this many yards, and they're going to lose. Well, if they do, here's my promise to you. You can't make this promise. I promise to get on the air 90 minutes after the game, and you can call me. You're taking the week off.
Yeah.
90 minutes after the game, I promise to get on the air and take phone calls, and you can tell me what an idiot I am.
I'm calling
Because you should. Because I'm picking LSU to win this game. I'm going to tell you 2.5 hours before I'm due to make my pick. I'm picking LSU in this game. It is not because I think they fixed a whole bunch of stuff. It's not because I think they're going to the playoffs. It's not because I think that, all of a sudden there's this football epiphany tomorrow night. But damn it, we spend 9 months out the year, roughly 8.5 months out the year, going, God, college football. Okay, we can't wait for college football. I mean, August, you got people chomping at the bit. Man, I can't wait for college football. And then we bitch when they get into the season and they're playing a 1AA team.
I can't wait for baseball.
I can't. No. I can't wait for conference. And then you get a team that's down in the conference, and and you say, well, South Carolina's not as good as we thought, so it's not really big. You wait and wait and wait and wait for these games. A top 5 team in Tiger Stadium, and it's A&M. It's kind of a big deal. And just to throw your hands up in the air because problems, get it. To throw your hands up in the air on a Friday morning and say, I know what's going to happen, and it might rain, so screw it. They're going to lose anyway. I'm just out. Are you out that soon? Look, I'm going to reference 98 again. 98, they went in. They were a top 10 team when they lost to Georgia. They were 3-0. They lost the game by 1 point, and the whole thing spiraled on them after that. It didn't have to. It just did. That hasn't happened yet. They go lose by 20 tomorrow night. Hell, they lose by anything tomorrow night because I don't think they're winning in Tuscaloosa. But I don't know that. That's several weeks away. Let's see what happens. How about?
I mean, so the way I've thought about this game, and I don't know if it was 22 or 23 when LSU was on a run. It looks like that they have a way to fight their way into the playoffs, get the SEC championship. A&M was terrible. I want to say they were maybe 500 at the time, losing, and we go into A&M over in Texas and get our butts whooped with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
That was a game that A&M fans were probably saying, I don't know. I know what's going to happen.
Right.
LSU's rolling. They're going to come in here and whip our butt. We're terrible. I think that they weren't 5-2. I think their record was way worse than that. And they came in there and they beat LSU's butt. Shoot, was it last year? Marcel Reed. No,
It was Reed last year.
Okay, so
yeah.
I mean, this is one of those things that I've talked to a lot of people that are pissed off like everybody else. Don't feel good.
You
about
can be
the
mad.
situation,
That's fine.
But they go,
means you care.
This is just the type of game LSU's going to win to get my hopes up for the rest of the season, just to let me down again.
Well, look, if you're going to have, I tell people that say that, it's like, then why are you watching? Why are you watching? Yeah. Seriously, if this makes you this miserable, if they don't win every game, look, I've been a sports fan all my life. Okay, I'm disappointed when my teams lose. I'm excited when they win. It affects me a lot less than it did when I was a kid. But okay, but never did I say, well, I don't even want to watch, man. No, well, that's not true. There have been some Saints teams where I just want to watch. But it doesn't mean I'm not. I don't care. But if it makes you miserable, okay,
it's the type of misery. Football is. I mean. I'm gonna watch every play, no matter how bad we are,
because it's ingrained in you.
Yeah, like I'm obsessed with it. I don't care what we look like. I'm gonna get pissed off when we lose, and try not to break anything around the house. But I mean, it is football. It is why you care. It is why it means so much to a lot of people. It's why everybody gets excited on the wins and gets the highs and wears everything, and then they have an excuse to be mad when on
Yeah,
Mondays when things go wrong.
and I get that the coaches show is at its core, the coaches show every week is kind of a pep rally, okay? And when the team is rolling, it's boisterous and happy, and everybody's pumped up. And when you're losing, it's a little bit more of a muted atmosphere. And when the coach is embattled, it's flat out uncomfortable. But last night, the coaches show Kelly. Is that we got to be more physical. We got to be. It's almost like he's been listening to the
Yeah.
show and the other shows. We got to be more physical. They made a change on the offensive line. We're going to talk about that. Um, you can say today, what the hell took you so long? And that's reasonable, okay? Or you can say, maybe they'll play with a little more physicality tomorrow night. You can be cynical. I understand.
Yeah.
They haven't played physical yet. Why would they start tomorrow? Because sometimes that's just how it happens. I give you the UCLA Bruins, who for 3 weeks looked like roadkill and then rattled off three in a row,
Yeah.
okay? I'm just telling you, college football is like that, and there are spot games. And like I said, if I'm wrong, Lord knows I've been wrong before, okay? But if I'm wrong, I'll get on the air 90 minutes after the game and I'll say, I'm an idiot. This team stinks. Go along about your business. But there's a chance they could win, right? Because we've asked all week. We've tried to get some outside eyes on this thing because even us, we get you get lost and you hear it so often. Everybody I talk to, team stinks. Oh, the offense stinks. The defense is losing people. The coach has got to go. The most common number I've heard this week is not the 2.5 point spread. It's not any offensive or defensive numbers for Texas A&M. The number I've heard most often this week is 53 million because that's what the buyout is.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all bankers these days as football fans. We can't talk about the game. We got to talk about, and we can't even talk about winning or losing. It's about, are we going to fire the coach? It boggles my mind that we're to that point with a 5-2 season. But that's been the primary topic. You got friends
Yeah.
that are football
And
fans.
I tell
What are
them they're
your
all
friends telling you?
I tell them they're all crazy. They're like, I get, I'm in sales. I work with a lot of Texas A&M people.
That's why you're taking off this week.
No, no, but for me, I get a lot of people telling me, hey, you think this game, we lose this game, he's done. I'm like, are y'all freaking crazy? Like to me, like yeah, nobody. It's all about expectations. This was the year coming into the season. We got the best roster. We got Garrett Nussmeyer in year 2. Jaden Daniels in year 2. What'd he do? Joe
Yeah.
Burrow in year 2. What'd he do? We got Green back. We got these big receivers. We got Brown. We went and got the Oklahoma kid. Like, and then you know what? When you don't live up to expectations, everybody freaks out. But you're a 5-2 team. In '06 with Jamarcus Russell, we started off 3-2. I don't ever remember it being this depressing. This many people that upset. And that was with a team with 4 first rounders. And now, I just think it's because everybody set those expectations high when you win the first game and they're on college game day and they're getting picked, Lee Corso, national champion, and everything just started so high. But, I just feel like you got to chill out. Yeah, I'm going to be mad every Saturday when we lose. And I'm going to be furious and I'm going to watch the film and I'm going to talk about the bad things.
That's okay.
But there are good things too. Like when I'm surprised we've ran the ball better the last 2 weeks without even fixing the things I'm talking about. There's always things that can change. Like I think Garrett Nussmeyer, I saw what he could do last year. I've seen what he can do in spots. I think he's made some bad decisions and poor reads, but something can click for him. He's like, what, I went and put a lot of work in the film room this week and saw something, and it changes. And he makes a couple changes on a few reads, you get a couple more touchdowns, and that could be the game. So to me, there's still hope. Everybody's freaking out, but I just tell them, you got 52 million, then shut up.
Let it play out a little bit further. I mean, what do you want to quit on the season on October the 24th? Because all it does is start the thing over again, where you're like, I can't wait till next season. I'd rather let this season play out a little bit more. And it's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be angry. Okay, we've been all of those things. I get it. And I do take some solace in the fact that this place is not unique in that regard. Ohio State last year, when they lost to Michigan, had a reasonable portion of their fan base that wanted Ryan Day fired. Okay, not oh we're disappointed, we
Football fans are
fired.
crazy. Well, I remember people like later in Saban's career when I don't know if they lost to Ole Miss or somebody, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's just getting too old." Like the Alabama fans would be like, "Well, I think he just it's past him up. It's time for him to go," and blah blah blah. That's Nick Saban, the greatest to ever freaking do it.
Yeah.
So football fans are just insane people for the most
Fans,
part.
yeah.
Fanatics.
I remember walking out of Alec Box Stadium in 1996 in the latter part of the season when Alabama had beaten them. And here, games past skip by. Has it now? Okay. So that's my that's my sermon today, if you will, for enjoy the game, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the fact that this is a big game, and if you're disappointed after the game because they lost, it just means that you care. But rather than I can't get behind there's no hope because like I said, we've talked to our experts that most of them in Las Vegas, but some of them from other parts of the country. Like, what do you think about LSU? Because we get lost in it. We're so close to it, and the thought was, okay, well they've underachieved a little bit, and they're not as well, but they're not the worst football team in the country, and they're certainly capable of winning in this spot, making the playoffs, making a run. I can't say all that, but tomorrow, just tomorrow, humor me. Play like LSU's got a chance rather than this attitude that I've heard from way too many. This is I don't even want to watch. The hell with it. I'm done.
Yeah, that's
After two losses. Oh, okay, well, we've got a format now that gives you hope. If it was the old format, I might get it. It's like, well, we're just playing out the string. You don't have to. Is it likely that they're going to make the playoffs? I see the odds. I know. We deal with that every day. All right, enough. Enough preaching. Let's do what it is that you will. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to. Maybe I am, but I'm not trying to tell anybody how to feel about it. It's like,
But you know,
hey, go to the game, watch the game, act like they got a chance because they do.
if you're disappointed in the football team, don't make what people are scared about coming to Tiger Stadium is that fans, the crazy fans, the atmosphere. I mean, all you're doing is damaging the brand.
Yeah,
if you're not gonna not show up.
Make it hard on the opposition. No. Make it tough. We're here at Ruffino's. The restaurant opens at 11 o'clock. On the appetizer features a shrimp cocktail, always one of the populars. Seafood au gratin, that's a creamy seafood dip with Creole rice, jumbo lump, blue crab. Wagyu steak, the 12-ounce Denver steak, mashed potatoes, sauteed green beans. Got a nice red wine pairing with that, the bonanza, and the halibut. Jimmy's going to love that. Grilled Gulf shrimp, grilled Gulf halibut, preserved with lemon and asparagus risotto. And the dessert feature today, the mixed berry tiramisu. Barry, the bartender, ready to serve with a smile on his face. Come on by and see us at Ruffino's here on Highland Road. Live at lunch, Log of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
Life can change, and it starts with one brave step. At Baton Rouge Gamblers Anonymous, people just like you are finding freedom from their gambling problem, one day at a time. Our daily meetings offer real support, real stories, and a fresh start. Call 888-502-5610 or visit BatonRougeGA.org. You're not alone, and you don't have to do this by yourself. Baton Rouge Gamblers Anonymous. Find hope, find healing, find your life again at BatonRougeGA.org.
Rouse's Markets and Dr. Pepper invites you to meet Harold Perkins Jr. in person. Stop by the Rouse's on Burbank Thursday, October 30th from 6 to 7 p.m. and grab a free signed player card while supplies last. And don't forget to pick up Harold's own snack, Baller Bites, available now at Rouse's. Each bag has a QR code for your chance to enter the Harold Perkins Jr. Tuition Program. That's Thursday, October 30th from 6 p.m. to 7 at the Rouse's Burbank location with Harold Perkins Jr., Dr. Pepper, and Rouse's Markets.
Hi, I'm Natalie Overall, Fitness Director at Southern Oaks Athletic Club in Baton Rouge. On top of tennis courts, a huge family pool, and a state-of-the-art fitness facility, Soak also offers over 50 fitness classes a week. And there's something for all ages, including our senior members. Soak's highly trained and certified staff are here to help motivate you to meet your goals. Book an appointment to tour our facility at soakitup.com or just stop by and see for yourself. That's Soak, S-O-A-C, itup.com now.
This season, Genesis continues its luxury drive downfield at Genesis of Baton Rouge. From the first snap to the final drive, every model delivers precision, poise, and performance that's always in formation. Bold design owns the line of scrimmage, while interiors rival the owner's box. Tech reads the coverage, power responds like a franchise QB, no flags, no fumbles, just flawless execution. Genesis, where luxury runs the playbook. Visit Genesis of Baton Rouge on airline at Pico or online at genesisofbatonrouge.com.
Sun's out, scales down. Get ready to feel confident all summer long with Lake Urgent Care's medical weight loss program, now more convenient than ever. Choose from 2 powerful medications, semaglutide or tirzepatide, and enjoy the freedom of an at-home experience with just 1 easy monthly check-in. Whether you're beach-bound or just beating the heat in Baton Rouge or Denham Springs, our team helps you stay on track with expert guidance and real results. Visit lakeurgentcare.com to learn more and start your weight loss journey today.
When life throws you a curveball, know that you're not walking alone. I'm attorney Robert Lucky with the Lucky Law Firm, and we are here to walk this journey with you. With us, you aren't just a case number. We believe you deserve the best, and that's exactly what we'll fight for. You deserve to get lucky.
Call 866-9-LUCKY-1. Call a Lucky Law Firm.
LA 2417787. Responsible attorneys Robert M. Lucky and Michael T. Malinowski Jr. Actual results may vary. Hey Jingle Singers. Primary office in Baton Rouge.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And return here at Ruffino's. Today's show is also brought to you by Total Maintenance, AC and Heating, Generators, Electricity, Plumbing. Total Maintenance, your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies since 1980. Slogan has been service today, every day. You call today, you get service today. Nobody's got to go to sleep uncomfortable. And right now is a great time as we're heading into the winter months to get your heaters checked. They can handle that for you at Total Maintenance, a authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daykin, and Rheem units, Generac and Cummings generators for all your electrical and plumbing needs as well. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Let's talk about what we saw on the film this week. Handycast Film Study is up right now on YouTube if you want to check it out. What were some of the things that stood out to you about the Vanderbilt film?
It's just some of the things that have frustrated me all year with some of the offensive line, just technique and just some of the basic stuff that they work or should be working in individual drill every day. It's foot placement on bags, it's hat placement on zone reads, it's hands firing off, and you shooting the hands from the inside and not wrapping around the outside. There's just a lot of small technical things that could make things better. I'm not saying that you're all of a sudden going to be the best run blocker out there, but you're going to slow them down, get in their way, and just by technique, be in a better spot.
One of the things we've been asking for several weeks now, Karius Kern is going to get the start tomorrow at left tackle. Now, this is not exactly where we envisioned him playing, but it is getting him into the starting lineup. I've been a big Kern fan. I know you have. I was a Cohen Eccles fan back in camp. I kind of like they seem to have made that decision over at the left guard. So now I got two guys on the left side that, in my opinion, are two of the more physical players that they've got, since that seems to be the word of the day. What are you expecting? What are you hoping for? Because for Kern to go in on 45 minutes notice against Ole Miss and at right tackle, I thought he held his own. I thought he did okay, made some mistakes. But now you're talking about something he's known about all week. Kelly announced it yesterday, and this is left tackle. This is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I think there's going to be good plays and bad plays, just like any other game. He's a young guy. The thing that concerns me is the amount of rotation and changing thing up. The biggest problem we've had is our combination blocks and being on the same page as one another. And now you're putting two guys that I guess this probably was their first week practicing together at those spots. Can they do it? Yeah, and I think they're the most physical. I think they're going to have plays where we go back and look at, and they blew up that side of the line. I think we're going to have plays you go back and look at, and one of them or the other, got the wrong call or got the wrong play or wrong steps and let up some big plays. So I'm excited for it. Kern is a guy that they both fire off the ball. I mean, Eccles last week was firing off the ball almost to his detriment at some point because he just had that in his mind to fire off, and we saw the big play that got busted in the backfield where he just fires off the ball, they swim him, and he falls on his face. But it's the guys that are going out there trying to hurt somebody. I think in a game like this where 98% chance of rain, I mean, usually means you got to run the ball, and you got to develop a run game. I think it's something that they can get done, and I'm excited at least to watch them.
Eccles, Kern, Donovan Green. Okay, you line that up on the left side. Okay, Eccles wasn't started at the beginning of the season. Neither was Kern. Neither was Green. But for me, halfway through the season, that's three of the most physical run blockers that you've got. How about line it up and run behind those guys and just say, you know what, let's keep it simple. Right on the left side, we're running behind these guys.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried to stick with a pass-catching tight end. And look, Tre'Davious Green, I like him on a backside cutoff. He is not scared. He's going to come flying in there, throw his hat in.
He's a wide receiver anyway, you told me.
He is, but he's not a scared one.
Okay.
He comes in there trying to hit somebody. So, I'm good with that. Bauer Sharp has really, really, really struggled to get any type of blocking going. Back when I was playing, especially my freshman year and when I was younger, I Keith Zinger. If it was a major run play, I mean, Keith played in the NFL for 5-6 years and was very athletic, could catch the ball, but he was a stud at blocking. And so, we had two tight ends and we used them that way. I think Donovan Green needs more playing time. I think he needs to be more consistent in there. And especially when you're trying to get a run game going, I would do it with a Donovan Green and a Tre'Davious Green at the wing, or if you're going to run it too tight. That's where I feel like you could get a little bit more success going.
Mike Elko is an excellent defensive mind, and he took over about a month ago calling the defensive signals for Texas A&M. If you're Mike Elko and you know that you've got a freshman making his first start at left tackle, what are you doing to try
pressure. He's going to have guys.
But what kind of pressure?
You're going to do like you see a lot of like the heavy shifts, guys flying down, stopping. They're going to try to get in his head. I mean, I got one offside call my entire career as my freshman season at Tennessee on the road, and the whole defensive line shift, and I come flying out my stance just because I'm on edge. They're going to do a lot of things, walking guys up, mug, backing out, trying to make him think as much as he can while the play's rolling.
One of the things that's given LSU problems a lot of the season is the twist stunts. Vanderbilt kind of did a little bit of a variation on that. They went with some delayed twist stunts. And how did LSU handle that?
Not very well. We started picking it up recently. I mean, we should. Everybody's been doing it, and that's what I'm talking about, like guard center, guard tackle, passing off the twist, and being on the same page. You talk about the offensive line. You want the same level of pad level. Everybody wants to keep it even. You want to keep a straight line across the front. Well, what they started doing with the delay, and it was with Eccles in there as younger, he's going off to block that defensive tackle, and the defensive tackle is really, letting him get to him, so that way the tackle gets deep, the guard gets up, and then when they do the front, they're knocking each other off. They can't get there. So, for Eccles, he's got to understand that not every block's an easy block. Usually when they're doing that, you still need to get your depth, stay in gear with the offensive line, and that way to make it easier to pass off.
And while I do think they've got the right personnel in there, I am concerned about the lack of time that Eccles and Kern have playing next to each other. I mean, these are two young players. They've played some in general, but next to each other, they haven't played at all. You talked so many times about how you and Saron Black really developed a chemistry to where you guys knew each other's moves. You knew without having to make calls. Well, these two guys don't have the benefit of that time together. We're talking about just a few days of practice. So how bad of a...
Well, they're lucky. It's at home. You can hear each other at home. Typically, you can talk. I'm listening to the center. I'm leaning over. The guard's going to get it. I'm going to lean back over. We're going to communicate. Nussmeier has to run the count, get the play in early. That way that everybody has time to communicate. Where this is a problem, if we do what we've done a lot of the times where we're getting the play call in with 8 seconds and we're getting up there and we're trying to hurry, that's when these guys are going to make mistakes. If we get the play call in early, 15, 20 seconds on the play clock where the offensive line can all communicate, they can talk to each other, they can get on the same page, I think that's best for a young offensive line.
I'll put some of that on Nussmeier. I'll put some of that upstairs too.
Yeah, both of them.
They got to get the play in on time. We're brought to you by the Morris Insurance Group. My man Buzzy Hydell and the guys over at the Morris Insurance Group, 201-0007. If you've got a hunting camp, you got a fishing camp, you got coastal property that just a little bit difficult to find insurance, look again. Check out the Morris Insurance Group. They may have a better policy for you. They may have a better rate for you. You can get a quote at morris-ig.com. Your boats, your trailers, your RVs, your motorcycles, your tractors, all of these items that are not necessarily common items, but you need insurance on them. Check with the Morris Insurance Group for auto, homeowners, and commercial insurance as well. Morris-ig.com, and the phone number is 225-201-0007. Live at Ruffino's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. As LSU's championship health partner, Our Lady of the Lake cares for Tigers and families alike, from athletes to everyday champions. Learn more at OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar.
This football season, Dr. Pepper and Harold Perkins Jr. want to help a local senior high school football player take their next big step. We'll be choosing a standout senior football player from nominations on our websites and socials. Weekly winners score a Dr. Pepper signed autographed football by Harold Perkins Jr. And one lucky grand prize winner will earn $5,000 towards tuition from the Harold Perkins Jr. tuition program. Nominate a high school senior football player and listen every Friday during Louisiana Prep Preview and Off the Bench to hear the winners.
Rouses wants to help you cover the spread this football season. We're talking the ultimate tailgate spread. Party trays, dips, fried chicken, and anything you want to throw on the grill. Plus, plenty of ice-cold drinks to wash it all down.
Sounds delicious.
All you have to do is register now at 1045ESPN.com for your chance to win. Gather your crew and let the team at Rouses handle the rest. Make every game day a winning day with Rouses Markets, your tailgating headquarters.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
Christmas time is almost here, which means carols in the air, Christmas trees, good cheer, and the dread of putting up Christmas decorations. Thankfully, there's Got Lit Light Installers. It's simple. They bring their lights, decorate your house, you enjoy, and when the season's over, they take them down and haul them away. Get your estimate. GotLitLights.com. That's GotLitLights.com, because everything looks better when it's lit.
Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood? Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood. Well, I guess along with those sizzling steaks, we do have wood-fired oysters and scallops, beautiful sea bass, fresh Gulf fish and shrimp, and rich Ora King salmon. So yeah, Stabs Prime Steak and Seafood. Jefferson Highway across from Palermo Ristorante. Tell Leo that Kevin sent you. And don't forget, there ain't no cake in that crab cake. Come and see us.
This is Brian Haldane. Let me tell you about Thrive EBR. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Renew the library millage, renew the funds for the Council on Aging, renew mosquito control. On November 15th, vote yes on all 3.
Paid for by WIN EBR.
Looking for your next adventure without the commitment? Check out our rentals at All Star Toyota. When you rent, not only will you get 7 days for the price of 6, you can try before you buy. Rent any of our new vehicles, sedans, trucks, SUVs, and try out your choice. And the best part, if you love it, you can buy it. Try before you buy at All Star Toyota on Airline at Goodwood.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we're also brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. Do you hurt? Are you hurting somewhere? You got back pain, you got neck pain, you got muscle soreness, you got things that are keeping you from getting a good night's sleep or maybe from getting around as well as you'd like to. Let Dr. Michael Goff and his staff get you to feeling better. That's as simple as I can put it because they've done it a number of times for our family, whether you need to get into a program of exercises and stretches that will loosen some things up in your back and your neck, or if you need dry needling or electric nerve stimulation, cryo, ultrasound therapy, any kind of adjustment to get you to feeling better, Louisiana Health and Injury Centers can help you out. Airline Highway, Plank Road, Jefferson Highway, near Drusilla, Dr. Michael Goff, and Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. Speaking of feeling better, see what I did there, the segue. Garrett Nussmeier looked like he was feeling better last week, at least from an arm strength standpoint. What did you see on the film?
Yeah, I think he's back to normal. I don't think it's injuries or anything that's holding him back at this point. I think it's just, I don't know how much practice he missed, and something seems a little bit off. I don't feel like he's got the timing down with the receivers he's used to. I think he just got to get back in a rhythm and just start playing again.
I don't have any. I was fooled before. I was fooled after the Southeastern game. I thought, well, he threw the ball pretty well there, and then he came back and he didn't. I feel like having watched him against Vandy, I feel like the arm strength was there. I didn't feel like that there was any restriction on how accurate or how much velocity he had on the ball. I thought that was all back. Does it regress like it did after the Southeastern game? I can't tell you a week later, but last week I thought that was there. But you bring up a point. It's not the velocity or his pain tolerance now as it is. How many reps have you missed?
Yeah.
I don't know how many practices he missed, but I think that there was a number of practices that he went to where he didn't throw.
Yeah.
Which is essentially the same thing for our discussion here. So what's reasonable to expect from him? Had a couple of weeks now. He's back into it. Aaron Anderson should be back a week healthier. He played a little bit last week. Do you think that I know he took some shots last week.
He took a lot of shots.
And he's going to have to look, the offensive line is what it is, even though they made some changes. But what's realistic to expect from him tomorrow?
Yeah, he's got to get confident throwing the ball over the middle again. When he's really good and when Aaron Anderson is rolling, it's on those deep crossing routes, jig routes across the middle where he's crossing, the center of the field. And I think that that's where most of his big plays are. If you listen to the morning show, they were talking about it. They only attempted one ball or only had one catch over 5 yards across the middle of the field against Vandy. And that is where you can attack these guys. And that's when Nussmeier's at his best. You go back to the Ole Miss game last year. He hit Aaron Anderson on a crosser going across the middle, anticipation throw. They got to get back to those to where they're feeling good, feeling confident. And at that point, they can really stretch the defense out.
Let's talk about the other quarterback, Marcel Reed. He turned his whole game around last year when he came in the third quarter. His legs made a huge difference. Nussmeier had a good first half, had a really rough second half. Connor Wegman didn't do much in the first half. They brought Reed in. Well, we know how that turned out. I think he's better this year as a passer. He's made some progress there. He's still a dangerous runner. Let's talk about what breakdowns LSU had last week against Diego Pavia that just simply cannot happen this week if they're going to win this game.
His launch points. I mean, we took a lot of bad angles on our blitzes. We lost contain. I thought that we got after him. And when I go back and watch that film, it really frustrates me because the defense is so close to making so many plays where, half of those third downs, in fact, we had them in the backfield. We took a bad angle or, we had a bad target.
We want to give Pavia credit. I mean, the kid's a really good player.
But we had some really good plays called
Yeah.
in timely situations that we failed. I mean, he made the play, but if we take an upfield angle and force him into the to step up, maybe those plays don't happen. This is a game that I think Reed's a faster, a little bit more athletic runner than Pavia. Pavia is really crafty, but this is a game where I don't know if I want to blitz all that much. You go back to their only ranked win against Notre Dame. Marcel Reed, I think, was 45% completion, like 17 of 30 something or whatever it was. He hit some big plays. He threw for over 300 yards, but he's a guy that that's the best team they've played. I think we have the best secondary that they're going to see. I think our guys play well. I would be more keep him in the pocket. Don't let him escape and make big plays.
Your number is accurate. He completed 45.9% of his passes in that game, but it was for 360
Hit some really
yards.
big plays.
Yeah, they had an 86-yard touchdown in that game. He did throw the one interception there. The breakdown last week, and LSU's defense has not had a lot of big breakdowns. I mean, you could probably count them on one hand where they've had a coverage bust or something, a really bad execution or whatever. But they had one last week where Pavia's first touchdown, where he goes up the middle, and it's like, the communications got screwed up there because 3 players went to the outside to cover the receiver, and nobody stayed in that defensive middle.
Well, then it made the backside catch up for the front side. The front side all flies with the jet sweep. You got, I want to say it was Halsey and Keys, all of a sudden see the tight end and running back running free. They fly over. We basically vacate the left side of the field, and Pavia walks it in.
With the loss of Whit Weeks, and he's not going to play tomorrow, what has that meant for everybody else's responsibility assignments in here with him out?
They got to be assignment, sound. I was wrong. I guess Perkin has had the green dot.
He's had the green dot, but I don't know that he's been calling all the defenses.
Yeah.
I think Weeks was calling the defense, but Perkins had the green dot. But I
gotta
don't know.
get
I'm
cleaned
not
up.
inside the helmet, so I can't tell you that for sure.
They got to clean that up because I'd say, this team's been pretty assignment sound, like you said previously. I would say 80% of their mistakes or where they got in the wrong formations or blown coverages were against Vanderbilt. I mean, that was the one game when I watched the film that they had multiple of them that stood out.
So when you look at this A&M run game with Le'Veon Moss out, you catch a break there. You got an opportunity to make Texas A&M. I don't want to say one-dimensional because I think that Reuben Owens is a nice player. The other running back that's taken over for him, I don't think he's as good as Moss was. But so much of what scares you about the A&M attack is Reed running the football. So when you're trying to make A&M somewhat run dimension, I mean, you want to make Reed throw the football. He's having a much better year throwing the football than he did a year ago, and he beat you a year ago. But being able to stop the rest of the A&M run game, that's something that I feel okay about LSU's ability to do.
You got to get back to playing your 111th, what I thought we did really good. That Vanderbilt game, I think that the guys got in their head. It's the first game I watched where I felt like guys were doing too much. Guys were coming out of their assignments trying to make the plays. I saw multiple times that, Perkins was in coverage, but he saw Pavia start to leak out, and he thought that he might scramble, and he took off and left the guy. So it's getting back to your basics. Do your job, play your role, and make them make plays.
You know how many yards he had last year against LSU?
It wasn't a lot. It felt like it was all inside the 20 that he scrambled.
It's 62, which in my head it felt like 162. He scored 3 touchdowns.
But it was, if you go back to it, he comes in, he scrambles inside the 20. We throw 2 interceptions on the short side of the field, and he made his work from there. I mean, the interceptions that we had last year, there was 2 of them, gave him a short field, and he scored touchdowns on
Auburn got to him. Now, the Auburn defensive front is very good. They sacked him 4 times. LSU has not gotten very many sacks this year. I think that they put decent pressure on the quarterback at times, but they have not gotten him on the ground. Auburn did a good job.
I mean, when you go back, what game was it? Lenore Sellers. I felt like we could have had 15 sacks, and we let guys slip out. You go back to Vanderbilt. We were there that could have had probably 5 to 7 sacks, and then we let them slip out. It's just getting out there and finishing the play.
Okay. Now put your psychologist hat on. If we've heard it all week about this game. Certainly, the players are not immune to that. What do you think's going? I know you don't know, impossible to know, but just what do you think their mentality is after coming off that game? You're coming home, you got this game, and there's a whole lot of what we talked about at the top of the show, which is, meh, we don't think that they can win.
Well, they hear some things. I mean, nobody feels worse than them. They heard worse from the coaches than anybody's talked about them on the radio. I mean, they get in their head and more personal about each individual, what they did wrong, what they could have done, how they could have been better. I go back to when I was playing. Y'all were still in this industry. I'd never heard y'all's name before. I just didn't pay attention.
That was a good thing.
Yeah, we didn't hear it.
Thanks for listening as soon as you got out of school.
Once I got out, I wanted to know everything that's going on. But football really is, you get down on it, and there's bad apples. That's the thing is, for the most part, most everybody kind of zones back in and wants to prove everybody wrong, wants to go tell them, make all these people look stupid, go out there and try to prove it. Every once in a while, you got some bad apples who let that negativity sink in, and you got to shut that down quick. Those are the players that I remember, coming home from a loss and having a team meeting and a guy starting to, why are we doing this, and walking out the field. Get off the field. We don't want you here. I mean, I'm not saying they got this on this team, but when you're talking about negativity creeping in, it usually starts with a couple of bad apples, and you just got to nip that in the butt quick.
Leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be some leadership somewhere in there. Rich, you have, I'm making fun, but you got a family obligation on Saturday, so you're going to miss post game, but you'll be back next week for film study on Tuesday. So enjoy your weekend. I hope you don't get mad during your daughter's presentation that the football score screws you up. How's that?
It will be on my phone. I will be keeping up, and there's a good chance I might call in.
Okay, well, we'll let you watch the film on Sunday in peace. Thanks a lot. We'll take a break. We are here at Ruffino's. We're also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors. CoastalCapitalADV.com. Philip Fontenot and his staff have done a wonderful job for our family. When you're talking about retirement, your situation is unique. Where you are in life, what your income level is, what your age is, what you are hoping to accomplish in retirement for your entire family. They'll sit down, they get to know you a little bit, they'll figure out what your goals are, and they'll help you get there. Lord knows that's what they've done for us, and I couldn't be more appreciative. Build that lifetime relationship with the staff at Coastal Capital Advisors. Go to Coastal Capital ADV to schedule a consultation. They'd be delighted to hear from you. CoastalCapitalADV.com. Member FINRA SIPC. We'll take a break. Live at lunch here at Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Louisiana's flagship book event, the Louisiana Book Festival, returns Saturday, November 1st in downtown Baton Rouge. The day-long festival features more than 200 writers, scholars, and poets, with book talks, book signings, cooking demonstrations, and a celebration of the State Library of Louisiana's 100th anniversary. Activities for everyone, and a young reader's pavilion with face painting, arts and crafts, and more. Saturday, November 1st at the State Capitol, and it's free. Learn more at louisianabookfestival.org.
This summer, bring your backyard to life with a pool from Renaissance. Known for custom craftsmanship and one-on-one attention, Renaissance Home and Pools turns your vision into reality. Owner Joey Blanchard brings 20 years experience and cutting-edge 3D designs, so you'll know exactly what to expect every step of the way, from the first sketch to your first swim. Renaissance delivers pools built to inspire and to have fun in. Visit builtbyrenaissance.com and let your backyard renaissance begin.
Friday Night Lights, full speed plays, and sometimes injuries. 9 p.m. every Friday during football season, Rock's Friday Night Clinic gives free care for high school athletes. Football, cheer, band, or dance, everyone's welcome. Learn more at brortho.com.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. No matter what part of our great state you call home, Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app.
Paid for by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. DIMCO, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Miss tonight's thrilling mutton busting and stick horse race rodeo contest at the Greater Baton Rouge State Fair, plus Kings of Neon, Jeremy Farms Petting Zoo, caricature paintings, much more, all free with admission. GBRSF.com.
Are you feeling hopeless, isolated, depressed?
For years, I lived my life in fear. It's just that my mind could not shut off.
Fear, isolation. These are the battles that so many people face every day. But it doesn't have to be this way. Now, Gail doesn't suffer like she used to, thanks to TMS therapy at NeuroJust, a minimally invasive treatment proven to improve depression without the side effects of medication.
Now I can go shopping, come back home, cook, put clothes in the laundry. I can do multiple things in one day. I have never did this in about 22 years.
Start your healing journey today with your free consultation at NeuroJust. Call 225-755-9733. 225-755-9733. That's 225-755-9733.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And return here at Ruffino's. We're joined by Hugh Freeze. No, not that Hugh Freeze. This guy's not looking for a vote of confidence from an athletic director. Hugh Freeze, the owner-operator at the Little Village Restaurant and part of the Louisiana Restaurant Association, is putting on Oktoberfest this Sunday. Hugh, good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Charles.
You're not catching any grief about Auburn's problems, right?
All the time. All the time. Trust me.
Talk about unintended consequences. That's not your fault. Hey, look, this is a great event coming up on Sunday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oktoberfest. Tell everybody a little bit about what's going to happen.
So, Louisiana Restaurant Association, this is one of our biggest fundraising events of the year. It's this Sunday, 3 to 6 at Live Oak at Cedar Lodge. Beautiful property off of Jefferson Highway over there. It's a big deal for us. It's local food. Local restaurants supporting the our education program, which is what we raise money for. Pro Start is one of the biggest receivers of those funds, and it teaches high school kids, get them into the hospitality business, whether it's culinary arts or just hospitality in general, and it's providing a future for our industry.
How do people get tickets, and what can they expect when they come out on Sunday?
So when you come out, like I said, local restaurants, local beers, local craft breweries. They're going to have band, Pants Party is going to be playing, so
Nice.
live music. To get tickets, you can go to LRA, let me see the website here. LRA.org or Eventbrite has the tickets also. So get them online. They're $50 a person. It's all 21 and up. So great food, great people.
You get to go out, you get to eat, you get to drink, you get to listen to music, the weather's going to be good. Rain will
And
be
it's covered
rain will
anyway,
be gone
so
by that
regardless.
time, and it beats watching the Saints. So the event is starting at 3 o'clock. How long have you guys been at this? This is the fourth year, I believe. So great time to come on out and enjoy. This is kind of a South Louisiana. We've all heard about Oktoberfest, a big Oktoberfest. This is our own local version of this.
This is our Louisiana version of the Oktoberfest. So
All right, Eventbrite and
LRA.org.
LRA.org, man. Looking forward to it. We're going to be working, but get on out to Oktoberfest on Sunday.
On Sunday, come on out.
See what you can do about Auburn's offense, huh?
I don't know about
You need a quarterbacks coach. Hugh Freeze with the Little Village and Louisiana Restaurant Association. We're back with hour number 2. Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tech Sports at Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Boudreaux's Electrical is giving back. A family in need right here in our community will get a Generac whole home standby generator installed for free this December. Do you know a deserving family who could use reliable backup power? Nominate them by submitting their story and information on BoudreauxElectrical.com.
We'll pick the winner on Thanksgiving Day and install the generator just in time for the holidays. Boudreaux's Electrical, proudly serving our community in Louisiana for over 40 years.
BoudreauxElectrical.com.
Hi, Toby Arsenault, Synergy One Lending. Curious about your buying power or your refinance options? Consult with one of our loan officers who's been serving Louisiana for over 25 years. Look us up at synergy1lending.com/BatonRouge.com.
Toby Arsenault, NMLS 96596, an agent of Synergy One Lending Inc., NMLS 1907235, equal housing lender. Craving an unforgettable dining experience? Head to Tallulah, inside the Renaissance Hotel, where culinary excellence meets a welcoming atmosphere. Awarded the Wine Spectator Award of Excellence, Tallulah is one of just 6 Baton Rouge restaurants to earn this prestigious honor. Join us for live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, or enjoy our weekly Blue Plate lunch specials and happy hour favorites. Visit Tallulah at the Renaissance Baton Rouge, where every meal is a celebration.
Hey, Baton Rouge, Ducks Unlimited's Gun Bash is back October 30th at Bowie Outfitters.
It's your chance to win big with the 25-gun super raffle.
Plus exciting live and silent auctions packed with gear every outdoorsman wants.
Tickets are just $25 and going fast.
Get yours now at DUTigers.com.
Win incredible prizes and be a part of the action at Ducks Unlimited's 25-gun super raffle.
October 30th at Bowie Outfitters.
Proudly sponsored by Fred's in Tigerland,
Brent Boxhill, attorney at law, and Jerry Lane, Buick GMC.
Take a swing around the parish to one of Breck's 5 golf courses, 2 championship courses, Santa Maria and Beaver Creek, and 3 courses for the more casual golfers, the popular 18-hole Webb Park, and 2 9-hole courses, City Park and the newly renovated J.S. Clark. Breck's courses are designed to challenge every level of golfer, from beginner to pro. So come and get into the swing of things. Book your tee time online or find a course near you at golf.breck.org. That's golf.breck.org.
Hi, this is Blake Hollingsworth with Hollingsworth Richards Ford. If you've been waiting for the right time to buy a new truck, the time is now. Ford has just introduced a 3.9% rate for 6 years on all new F-150s. Once again, that's 3.9% for 72 months on all F-150s. So, view all of our inventory on HollingsworthRichardsFord.com. Once again, that's HollingsworthRichardsFord.com, or come see us on Florida Boulevard today. Offer excludes Lightnings and Raptors.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we return here at Ruffino's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments. Come on out and see us today. Chef's got a great lunch menu today. Get the halibut for you, Jimmy.
Oh, that's me, huh?
Yeah, I knew as soon as I saw that.
Man, I love fresh fish, man, and because it's hard to get. It's hard to get, and so it's one of my favorites. So the halibut, the grilled Gulf shrimp with the preserved lemon and asparagus risotto. Suggested wine pairing, always fish and chicken. Go with the whites of the Pejou Chardonnay out of Napa Valley. So our Wagyu steak, though, might come back for dinner.
Yeah.
Might do a little day-night doubleheader here
All right.
in the spirit of the World Series today. Wagyu steak, 12-ounce Denver steak, mashed potatoes, sautéed green beans with a red wine reduction. Suggested wine pairing is a Bonanza Cabernet out of Fairfield. Appetizer features today here at Ruffino's is the shrimp cocktail with the Merleton slaw. The cocktail is not Merleton. Well, I say it like my grandmother. So when it was raining, she said, "Ooh, it's thundering outside." So she's a true Cajun. Merleton slaw with the cocktail sauce. The seafood au gratin is another one of our appetizer features today with the creamy seafood dip, seasoned with the Trinity and Creole spices, Charlie. Trinity.
Bell peppers, onions, and celery.
There we go, Charlie.
Like
Jumbo
I'm
lump,
learning,
jumbo lump blue crab with the gyoza chips as well. Dessert feature mixed. Oh yeah, chef. Come on, Patrick. Good job, babe. Mixed berry tiramisu. Hello. The chantilly cream amaretto soaked ladyfingers. You know that chantilly cake. So at Whole Foods, it's called chantilly. At Rouse's New Orleans, it's called gentilly. Did you notice that?
I didn't. Every time
anyway.
I hear it, I think of the song Chantilly Lace.
Yes,
pretty.
but Chili Gentilly,
Okay.
where one of my favorite Mardi Gras events is called the Crew of Drew, Dreux. It's a, I don't know, it's a little bit of a New Orleans white trash biker kind of off the script festival. It is beautiful, the Saturday of Endymion. But anyway, Gentilly, I don't know, I just kind of like it. It's really good. So we're doing a mixed berry tiramisu. How about that? It's one of the cakes you eat and you eat it and this is the lightest cake I've ever eaten. It is so full of berries. It's really good. It's one of my favorites. So anyway, there you go, Charlie. I digress.
Did you you run into Hester this morning?
I did not.
He's doing his
How's he doing?
He's doing his happy dance with his Chargers.
Well, they look like they had a sort of a little new energy. Well, for a line of scrimmage coach like Jim Harbaugh to get, and that was the easiest prop bet I ever had, and it was like a plus 260. We got it early. Joe Alt taken by the Chargers first.
Yeah.
I mean, outstanding offensive lineman out of Notre Dame. Charlie, this is a guy that was a line of scrimmage coach and went multiple tight end sets, 2 and 3 tight end sets at Stanford when he had Andrew Luck. I mean, wait a minute. I'm going to get the Lock, a generational, and he was thought of as a generational coordinator. Lock, number 1 overall pick, deservedly so. I mean, career cut short. It was kind of odd, but still. I mean, you had to do it over again. Would you not take him number 1? Of course we
Absolutely.
would. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So, and he doesn't showcase him at a place like Stanford. That wasn't there. It was more, they were going to run the ball and stop the run. And boy, did he make a difference last night because they ran the ball and they stopped the run. And it was just, they were gashing him, man. Vidal is a nice low back. Okay, he's better than expected. But the push they were getting, completely different look. Herbert gets hit less because he can hand the ball off and throw the ball less. So it's, okay now. All right, we're going to see about these Chargers now.
This is what I thought after the game last night. That the day that Jim Harbaugh hangs up his headsets, he'll look back and he'll say, what were the more pleasing games of your career? Okay, where did things go exactly the way you planned them? This game's going to be up there. Because if you ask Jim Harbaugh how he wants to coach a football game, he will tell you we will be run-based. They ran the ball 43 times for over 200 yards last night with 2 pretty nondescript backs. Vidal is a nice player, but 2 weeks ago, before Amari and Hampton got hurt, nobody had ever heard of him, and he wasn't even expected to take over. It was supposed to be Hassan. and Jared Patterson, who they promoted from the practice squad yesterday because Hassan couldn't go, they get over 200 yards. That my quarterback will be very efficient, completed 72% of his passes, but it will be down the field, 9.1 yard average, 3 touchdowns. He did have the 1 pick and should have had a second, got away with one. I thought it was a huge play early in the game. We'll do that. And then on the other side, we will suffocate the opponent's running game. Minnesota could not run the ball at all. 34 yards on the ground. And then we will frustrate and pressure the quarterback into some mistakes, which they did with Carson Wentz, and they ended up knocking him out the game, and they win the game by 4 touchdowns. That is as write it up on the board. This is what we want to do. That is what they would do. And with the exception of the Herbert interception, which was deep in their own territory, that was a mistake, and the one at the beginning, Jimmy, which I thought really swung all of the early momentum, it would have been a pick six. And watching it live, I thought it was a pick six.
It was contact made.
They look at the
although it was unintentional, it was still contact made, right?
No. It was the ball hit the ground.
Oh, it hit the ground. Okay.
It was a little bit of a bobble.
Okay.
It was a little bit of a bobble.
Okay. I was in transit at that time.
They go incomplete. But watching it live, I thought it was a pick six, and I'm like, wow, you're going to start in this kind of hole. And of course, they waved that off. And instead of the pick six and starting out down 7-0, the Chargers go on I think it was a 13-play drive. They get the touchdown. They seize all of the early momentum and control of the game. So it wasn't for a championship or anything like that, like the Michigan year. But I think that this was Jim Harbaugh's as close as you can get to perfect game in the NFL.
Yeah,
because it's hard to win a game by 4 touchdowns against what is I think a good, not great Minnesota team. I think they're missing they're missing a quarterback, but that's a talented team, and you just beat the stew out of them.
McCarthy's healthy enough to play. He's not 100%, so they don't want it. They're a little bit worried about damaging him, mentally early. That's obvious. But this is. It's at the point now. Okay, now you got to actually get ready. You start next game. I'd be shocked. We've seen enough of Wentz, and Wentz got banged around pretty good. But no, these games don't exist a whole lot in the NFL. Where all right, we're just gonna sit on the lead. No, when they sat on the lead, they were just punishing them more.
Yeah,
it just extended, and so no, we run the ball about 2-1. Run the pass. Because Herbert's been getting killed because they've had no running game, and they lost both of their tackles. And so Alt they thought he was coming back last week. He didn't. It wasn't the offense's fault. And look, when you're down double, 2 scores immediately for the entire game against the Colts, because the Colts went up and down the field, special teams, touchdowns, the whole thing. They threw it every down. They got out of what they want to do, but you were forced to. This is going to extend. It's going to keep your quarterback upright because he was on his way to get knocked out at one point. He's a freak athlete. He's a big guy with a great arm, with a lot of speed. He's as good of an athlete as there is who can throw the ball as well. Just kind of makes you want a little bit more out of him. Where his numbers in the first 3 quarters compared to the fourth are completely different, but it was hey, snoozer. We'll take it.
He had some
with
key
the Chargers.
runs.
That was we like a rocket chair every now and then, Charlie.
He had some key runs last night without getting hit. It's some key times where he took off.
Kind of important, yeah.
Yeah, and didn't get hit. No, that's as complete a game as you will get. Yes, we will take the rocking chair.
But don't you think there's reason if Hester's doing backflips? Don't you think there's reason? Okay, we got our tackle back. Now we can be what our coach wants to be. And that's the thing. Harbaugh is he's got to have his lineman. He's got to have his lineman. This is where year 1 they made a big improvement, but year 2 he's just going to get more of his. You talk about one of his more satisfying games. I know that one is going to be at the top of the list.
Going to be Pete Carroll.
Which time?
At Stanford when he was a 42-point underdog.
The one where Pete Carroll was whining how he ran it up on
him. Okay.
With Toby Gerhardt.
Yeah.
No, I think he's a little different. Fair to say.
Yes.
Okay. I think he liked that one a little bit more. Yeah. 42 points. Yeah, that's historic. No, when he's got that guy in that era at USC whining.
Fair enough.
You ran it up on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's So
pretty good for the Chargers last night. We got a lot, a huge college football weekend as always. So we got a lot to get to. All of our experts are coming in with their picks later today. So we got a lot to do. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's take a time out again. Went through the Ruffino's features. Again, this is an addition. Look, it's a Friday night before a night game in Tiger Stadium. Ruffino's is full of energy, full of life, as we talk about a celebration of life over here at Ruffino's. So. Man, it's going to be popping over here, and Chef Patrick, who's done a great job. You know, the one thing about Chef Patrick too, for a white linen tablecloth restaurant, kind of it's a nice restaurant with ultimate service and things like that. Their portions are generous. It is a lot of food. You're not going to skimp on it. Shrimp cocktail, seafood au gratin to start off, Wagyu steak and a halibut for entree features, the mixed berry tiramisu, and how about a little beverage features also? Cocoa martini, the Tito's vodka creme de coco dark with the egg white and cocoa powder, raspberry limonada, Tito's vodka chambord prosecco with a lemon sorbet. So just some of the things that we have over here at the newly renovated, remodeled bar that looks so good over here at Ruffino's.
Lock of the Week Friday presented by Texas Morris Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Dallas. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Down Shopping Center.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martin Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life. giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Lock of the week. Boy, I tell you what, Massaro, we're getting you on a little early because we want to report, man. Give us a Nashville report. I mean, your beloved New England Patriots, they finish off the 3-game road sweep. That's unusual just to have 3 games in a row on the road. They even fallen behind early against the lowly Titans. But you are at probably the most lively, Charlie, what you think? Probably one of the best atmospheres for a Vanderbilt game. You know
I can't think of any other than the Auburn game.
Chris.
It was exciting. I mean, we were all rooting for Vanderbilt because we figured, hey, we're in their town, let's root for Vanderbilt. But we ended up in the LSU section. We met a few people who knew you guys, and there was some barbs thrown back and forth. But overall, a really exciting time. I love that they had. If you go to a college football game in the Northeast, say you're at like Boston College, Syracuse, the tailgate is very, very subtle. You can't drink in the stadium. You got to Vanderbilt. I mean, they had every single option possible. The problem is they built the stadium out a little extra with all the new renovations, but they kept the concourse the same size. So that's a little bit of an issue. But perfect weather, great time. We started our tailgate at 7:15 in the morning for an 11 a.m. game. And we just had a blast. It was awesome. Fantastic time.
Now we have to be a little bit of SEC snobs and say it's still not a real SEC environment. Like even Auburn with 0-3 against Missouri on Saturday. That place was popping, Jack. I mean, it was pop. Alabama against Tennessee, LSU expected if the rain holds out tomorrow night against A&M. We'll get you into one of the bigger venues. We'll give you throw you a little appetizer. That's fine. But we'll get you in a big one eventually as well. But also watching this historic Vanderbilt team and this historic quarterback, Chris. This is Cam Newton one year, Danny Werfel, me and Charlie were on the sideline. He just killed LSU. We're talking about some of the most, maybe top 5 best quarterback performances against an LSU team. But, how often do we hear, Coach, well, we just need to execute. We just execute. Can Vanderbilt execute any better with this guy pulling a trigger in a pistol where it's got wishbone triple option principles, but he's good enough to pass out of it, beat you from the pocket, beat you lost contain, broke contain, beat you up the middle, slice you up every which way and create a lot of confusion. It was a special. And to see what he's done, he's done the impossible, Chris. Lifted the toughest job in college football. Coaching at Vanderbilt in the SEC, there's no tougher job. And to lift this program to what they are is unreal.
Yeah, I wrote down a word as I was making some notes on the Vandy game for this week, and the word was efficient. And it just seems like they're just the most efficient offense. They don't do anything fantastically, but they're not throwing bombs, and they're not running the triple option, but they are running some like you mentioned, like just some innovative type of running plays. They can run it. He's so good at turning his body while he's running and still able to get a pass off. He just someone mentioned it today. I was watching a show that I'm not going to compare him this highly to him, but it's like almost like a Tim Tebow type of. I'm just going to will the team to victory any which way. It's not going to look pretty, but at the end of the day, we're going to be winners, and that's just kind of like you can't stop one thing because Pavia can do something else, and they have, they just have a lot of different ways to beat you. And when you have him as a leader, you can't complain. It's been a amazing turnaround for that program.
Here's the positive thing about the transfer portal, where everybody wants to frown. It gives you better players a chance. The guys that don't have the measurables. I mean, Jackson Arnold was a 5-star, one of the top 5 recruits in the country coming out. Okay. All right, you're watching him at Oklahoma, now Auburn. He's got a second chance, all right? Or you want the kid that had to go to, I don't know, New Mexico Military School and in New Mexico State to get his chance and had to prove it at multiple stops. You're looking at Scadaboo, who had to go to Sacramento State before he went to Arizona State. You're looking at Trinidad Chambliss because he doesn't have the measurables. Ferris State. Anyway, who you want quarterback in your team this year? Chambliss, Jackson Arnold, or freaking Diego Pavia? I mean, come on. This is a good thing. And whether it's the stars that you look at the measurables, whether it's the big-time programs, no, you're not 6 feet. We're not recruiting you a quarterback. Okay, well, this is a good point. These guys are good players and been passed over for a long time. This is why you have some guys from Tennessee Chattanooga or Texas A&I, like Darryl Green, that come from the small schools because maybe the measurables, maybe they were on a 1-9 high school team, whatever it is, but there's plenty of misses in the college recruiting process.
Well, I'll give you another one, and it's also the hunger that these guys have, and it's just to compare the greatest of all time. How do you think Tom Brady ended up being so great? He just didn't get plopped down in the perfect situation. He was 5th-string quarterback at Michigan. Then he works his way up, and he has to go against Drew Henson, who's the golden child. He's been given the job, even though he's not the best quarterback on the staff, and he has to keep going back and forth, even when everyone could see that Brady was better than Henson, and he could have transferred, and maybe in this day and age he would have transferred. But I think deep down that made him a better player. Same way he comes into New England, 4th string, the hunger, you got to build your way up. You're not just given all these things. The guys that are given everything from the beginning, and you could say it about, even another comparison for a New England guy. Drew Bledsoe had all the talent in the world, tall, strongest arm in the building, but he was given everything. He was given everything. That he was the number 1 guy at Washington State. He was the number 1 pick. He didn't have to really adapt his game, learn how to read defenses, learn how to get better. I think the guys who come from the lower programs, they have to work their way up and continually prove themselves over time. Sometimes that just beats all the measurables, and you have winners, and that's what we got with Pavia.
Touche, brother. No doubt. No doubt. The hunger factor is, before the transfer portal, college coach is very common. Oh, it's de-recruiting day. Okay, when you first show up for the first month, oh, no, we don't care where you were, how highly recruited we can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore with the fear of them jumping ship. Let's get to your top 5 picks, 3 and 2 last week, including a couple of field goals to put that game over in Bloomington. I don't know what I was more surprised for. 4th and 1 from the 12-yard line. Indiana kicks a field goal to put it over the 26.5 from 25 to 28. Or 4th and 12 at the 14 for Michigan State, and Jonathan Smith gets a field goal to backdoor cover again. Let's get to your top 5. Who are we looking at, Chris?
I like some more totals. Let's go out west here. Houston and Arizona State. I'm going under 47 in this game. Sun Devils maybe a little bit of a letdown off the big Texas Tech win. Granted, Texas Tech had their backup quarterback. The play calling was absolutely atrocious in that game. But the main takeaway from the game is that Jordan Tyson, the all-everything ASU receiver, got injured, and he's going to be out. Now, this guy's been a stud all year. 57 catches, 628 yards, 8 touchdowns. Now, in comparison, Arizona State's quarterbacks, Levitt and then Sims, who came in for one game, have a total of 1,482 yards passing on 145 completions and 9 touchdowns. So basically, Tyson, his 57 catches are 40% of their offense, 628 yards, 42% of the yards passing, and his 8 touchdowns are 89% of the passing touchdowns. This guy is more important to this game than a lot of people, I think, are realizing. Even with Tyson in the lineup, Arizona State's only averaging 4.8 yards a play, 4.9 yards on defense, so they're a good defensive team, 30th in the country. I think this is an under game. Houston is 6-1 against a weak schedule. They have a decent defense as well, 5 yards a play, 32nd in the country. I just think the loss of Tyson is really going to affect Arizona State. I kind of want to play Houston, but I think the play is the under, as both teams have good defenses, and I think they're going to try to keep this a close game. Houston maybe try to steal it at the end, and I think the loss of Tyson is just going to be too much to get this game over the total.
Under 46.5. Willie Fritz again, second year at Houston, doing a nice job. 4-8 last year, went over their total. They are one win away from going over the win total again. Under 46.5 is the DraftKings number from our friends here locally at the Queen Casino and Draftbook. Next bet, who are we looking at?
Let's go back to Nashville. We missed College Game Day by one week. They're coming out there this week. I'm going to go under again. I know we had under last week. I mean, the drives were just long and consistent, but no one can get a stop, so there was no punts like we talked about the other night. But I'm going under again, 52.5. Missouri has a really solid defense. I mean, really good. 17th in yards per pass attempt, 6.1. 7th in yards per rush, 2.7. Total yards per play, 4.2, 8th in the country. So Missouri is good. But I like the fact that Vanderbilt was able to move the ball against the LSU defense. So I think Vanderbilt is going to find a way to get the thing done. But I like the under again. I think efficiency is going to be the key for Vanderbilt. Long, sustained drives. They got that great offense, 7.2 yards a play, 5th in the country. Very efficient, like I said. Only 4 interceptions, 2 in the Bama game by Pavia. And they've only fumbled twice all year. And we know Vandy likes to play slow, 130th in seconds per play in the country. Let's go under 52.5.
All right, next pick. That's 2. Who are we looking at next?
Let's go another under. Let's go Oklahoma Ole Miss. This opened at 52. I bet it under. It went against me, 54.5, 55. I think we're back to 52 now because there's supposed to be an 80% chance of rain at the kickoff. So we'll get an 11 a.m. kick. Oklahoma's 7-0 to the under this year. So if it's not broke, why fix it? Ole Miss off a brutal loss to Georgia, 35-26, headed to the fourth. They give up 17 unanswered. Maybe the air is a little bit out of the balloon for the Runts. I'm not sure, but they're going up against the best defense in the country. Number 1 in yards per play, 3.5. Number 2 in points per game, 10.5. They dominate against the rush. They dominate against the pass. And I know Chandler has played good, but he's gone up against a bunch of so-so defenses, Arkansas, Tulane, Washington State, even Georgia. The best defense they faced all year, LSU, they only put up 24 points. So I expect this game to be, maybe a little wet early. Oklahoma's not a great offensive team, fantastic defense. Let's see if we can stay under 52, 52.5.
One of the strangest games I've seen. No hyperbole there. I mean, first 5 long, sustained touchdown drives. 5 in a row against a respected program. There's no doubt on the road. And then they go 3 and out, 4 and out to end the game. So weird. And yes, the freak out meter is very high in Baton Rouge right now. We're losing to Vanderbilt. They don't care how good Vanderbilt is. The freak out meter is going to come to me if the Runts get to the 12-team playoff before LSU. Sorry. Let's go. Next pick. Who's number 4, Chris?
Okay, well, let's go down to where you guys are. Let's go over in LSU. I bet this at 47.5. I think we're up to 50. I still think it's going to go over. I think both of these defenses are a little battered after last week, and I just don't think this LSU defense is the same without Wes Weeks and his 10 sacks. So I feel like LSU is going to need to pick up the pace. I talked to you about this the other night. This slow, methodical, not working offense. I think they're going to have to, I don't know, turbocharge it a little bit, get things going, kind of switch something up. And I know A&M's going to score. I mean, they're just pretty much a machine on offense this year. So I just think I know there's supposed to be some rain in the forecast, but I mean A&M gave up 42 points at 527 last week versus Arkansas. Vanderbilt got 31 and 399 versus LSU. I just think this game, it looks like, it looked like it was going to be a defensive battle, but I think it's going to be the opposite. I'm going to go over the total.
All right, rain is definitely in the forecast. We will see in the entire AC footprint. So, whether you're talking about Fayetteville, Norman, Starkville, Columbia, South Carolina, it's everybody is dealing with probable rain.
And lightning delays are the biggest issue to
And
me.
Chris, now 136 D1 teams, LSU snaps per game, 136, 3 per game less than the North Carolina Tar Heels. Your final pick. You going with another total?
No, I'm going with this is my best bet, even though we don't do best bets on here. But I think the Colorado Buffaloes are poised for a potential upset of Utah. I know it's up at Rice Eccles, but Colorado plus 13.5. I bet it's 14. Off a bye, off a nice win 2 weeks ago against Iowa State. Previous to that, they were tied at TCU in the fourth. They only lost by 3 to BYU, hung with Georgia Tech earlier in the year. That's looking better now. And if you look at this Utah team, they just lost in the Holy War. Their wins are against UCLA, Cal Poly, Wyoming, West Virginia with a third-string quarterback, and ASU without Sam Levitt. I think Kyle Whittingham's lost a step. All their numbers are inflated just by beating up bad teams. It's a little hangover spot and laying 2 touchdowns off a team that I think caught the bye at the perfect time. I think they're going to install some stuff for Caden Salter. They're going to have something. They're going to have something planned. I think the Buffaloes plus 14 are a great bet. And I think they're a live shot to win this game outright. So,
all right.
Colorado Buffaloes. Hey, we gave out Stanford last week. They won outright against Florida State. Let's see if the Buffs can do it too.
Okay. All right. So we don't call it best, but we call it lock of the week. Lock of the week. So your lock of the week is Colorado plus 13.5. Your lock of the week is if you travel with multiple phones. So if you lose one, you just call it, right? So that's you had a solution.
Except when both get swiped at the same time.
Oh, well, there you go. So Humans and I talked about this on the air yesterday. We're setting you opening day, July 17th, Friday in Del Mar. Over under 2.5 phones you'll have.
No, what I might have is a cool attaché case to carry everything.
You can't keep both phones in the same spot. It's you gotta keep them separated, right?
I mean, he's got his phones laid out at Del Mar. He goes to the window for 15. I was like, boy, you're not in Louisiana, huh? I mean, you can't do this, man. These phones are gonna walk on you.
Charlie, it was definitely some pilot error involved in the phone stealing, but they were definitely stolen.
I believe you. It's like those 2 umbrellas, one for your vehicle, one for your house. They stick together,
all
right?
Me and Coops, we already made our flight. We will see you again in July, mid-July in Del Mar for opening day. So with old honest Coop with his blazer on opening day, that's beautiful stuff.
Hey, next week we have Breeders' Cup Friday, so get excited.
All right, yeah, we'll get some picks ready for us for Friday and Saturday and next week as well. We'll talk to you on Sunday, live from Caesars in New Orleans this Sunday for Football Sunday as well. Good luck to you, Chris.
All right, thanks, guys. Good luck this
All right,
weekend.
don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds is Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you do when you deal with our long-standing staff that includes Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Log of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to...
Ask Troy if he can find out the percentage spread bets on A&M LSU. Okay.
Favorite, serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Charles Henniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, Member FDIC.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now boiling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
Troy, how's your Friday, brother?
It's doing good. Just gearing up for a very exciting weekend of sports.
Before we get to some of the, see where the action is, what's the feel in Maryland with three straight, that's a bye week, three straight fourth quarter leads blown the last 3 weeks?
That basketball's coming soon.
Oh, come on, man. At least.
Maryland is who they are. I think the fans are starting to realize that, for them to take the next step in their progression under Mike Locksley, they could have needed to win one of those games. Certainly UCLA has markedly improved, but you held a big lead over a Washington team coming east. Maryland's only home win in the last year or two is against a team coming east, and that was USC, I believe, last year. They've lost 11 straight home games against conference opponents. They trailed against Nebraska and then took the lead and gave it up. They're a young team, but they have an all-world quarterback. But this is what they do. They go 4-0 in the non-conference against Richmond and Towson, and then they only need 2-3 wins in conference play to get bowl eligible. They can't seem to get it done, and it's just become wash, rinse, repeat. And I think, in week 6, every Maryland fan is gearing up that this could be the year, and it never is. So it's kind of, it's a little bit of Groundhog Day.
Yes, indeed. All right. Are you able to pull up and see if the tickets for Texas A&M and LSU, some of the indicators I'm looking at is it's almost 3-1 A&M tickets, and we talk about that. Recency bias is real with these, in football handicapping, more so in the pros. But LSU getting handled up in Nashville, and then Texas A&M top 5 in the country in a slight 2.5-point road favorite. You see any action come the same type of stuff coming out with A&M action?
No. Right now, we only have 58% of the tickets on the Aggies to cover, and 66% of the money is on LSU. It's a little surprising. I think Texas A&M is one of the I don't know if it's most underappreciated, but in the grand scheme of things, no one talks about them. They're the number 3 team in the country. They have a guy at quarterback who is the top 5 in Heisman odds, and we spend our time talking about other teams other than Texas A&M. So, prime opportunity for them to pick up a big road win against an LSU team that has taken all sorts of strays from the media. I was expecting maybe the public to be a little bit stronger on Texas A&M, although they haven't been blowing out the competition. They're winning the games. They have to, but was it against Mississippi State? That was close for far longer than I thought it was going to be. So I'm a little bit surprised that there isn't more money and tickets on Texas A&M, but also they're playing the Death Valley, regardless of how well or not well LSU has played or how much strife and tension there is behind the scenes. That is just one of the hardest places to play, so I do kind of understand that.
And if they do win this game, I'm hard pressed to see how they don't make the playoffs. That would be 8 wins. They've got a home game against South Carolina, a home game against Samford. They're not going to. I can't
Go to
imagine they
Austin.
lose. Well, that gets them to 10 before you talk about Missouri and Texas. So even if they lost to Missouri and Texas, if they win tomorrow, I don't see how they could miss.
They already have cushion.
Yeah, they do.
And so that's what we're talking about. And maybe that's led to some. It's Miami in a 14 playoff. That might do them in. What happened last Friday? But no, they still control their own fate. So you have it's all about building yourself enough cushion to where you can afford a loss or even 2. But yeah, absolutely. I don't. When it's all said and done this year, where's A&M going to be finish ranked? I don't think they're going to be a top 5 team. I think Elko's done a great job, and he's a really good coach. And I think he. No gimmicks, line of scrimmage coach. So the quarterback has taken a jump. They're coaching him. We see a jump in his second full year as a starter in Marcel Reed. But I think they're more of a 6 to 10 team than a top 5. And that's being a little picky. I get it, but I don't have them in my own power ratings as a top 5 team.
If they finish 10-2 and they lose in the playoffs, say you finish 11-3. That's about
so
where
the
you're talking
first
about.
win against Arkansas was the first of 5. That was first of a 4 out of 5 road swing to end the conference. What about you guys in the well, first of all, before I get to your picks and maybe top 10 a pulse of what you guys talked about on the 10, what are some of the biggest public plays that we're looking at for this weekend in college football?
Well, it's a pretty ugly week in the Big Ten, and the one that's honestly most public is Iowa against Minnesota.
Okay.
Which is, they're playing for the Bronze Pig, which is one of the better trophies we have out there in the country. And, Iowa doesn't score, but yet the total has moved up to 40. Minnesota cannot cover against Iowa. PJ Fleck, I believe, is 1-7 against the spread against Iowa. And we have 98% of the money is on Iowa to win.
Wow.
We've taken a ton of money on Iowa to cover. It's moved from, I believe it was 8.5 to 9.5 in favor of Iowa. And, having seen Minnesota beat Nebraska's a pretty good team. You're thinking, wow, maybe catching 8.5 against or 9.5 against Iowa. I know it's at Kinnick, which is a very hard place to play. The Joe in me thinks this is easy on Minnesota. Then the line moves to 9.5, and I'm going, wait a minute, hang on. You see that Minnesota can't cover the spread against Iowa. Minnesota's not good on the road. They don't score a lot of points on the road. This is one where Greg and Doug and I were all in agreement that we're on Iowa here.
Interesting. Yeah, Cooper DeJean says that's my Bronze Pig, Floyd of Roysdale, when they called that inadvertent whistle on that game-winning punt return a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That's the only time Minnesota's beaten them, and it's a little bit of an emotional win obvious with over Nebraska for Minnesota. So, and then Iowa probably covers if that 64-yard attempted field goal at the end of the half was turned into a block, scoop, and score for Penn State. So they win at 25-24, and if you lay to 3, they don't convert the 2-point conversion at the end when they took that 1-point lead as well. Troy, what about in the NFL? But got some lopsided matchups, so probably a lot of favorites, a lot of chalk with the public is what I would assume this weekend in the NFL.
Yeah. What is it? 8 of the 13 games are favorites by 6.5 or more. I think 7 of those are home teams. When you're looking at, if you take spread out of the equation and just strength of all bets, money line, over, under, and spread, I think there's about 10 plays that are still at 90% or more of the money, and 8 to 10 that are 90% or more of tickets, which is very surprising. And if we do look at the spread, and let's just look at the tickets, there are 4 plays over 80%, and that is very surprising. We're talking Colts minus 14.5 versus the Titans, 87% of the spread tickets. Buccaneers minus 4 at the Saints, 84%. Falcons minus 7.5 versus the Dolphins, that's at 81%. Bengals minus 6.5 versus the Jets, that's also at 81%. And then the fifth one is just below 80%. It's 49ers plus 2 at Texans, 78%. And Falcons and Colts are both above 80% on the money as well to cover the spread. So it's a very strong. This is going to be a weekend that it is. I don't think it's going to be small win for the public, small win for the sportsbook. I think this is going to be bloodshed somewhere in some direction.
All right, let's start in the NFL with your picks. We'll get to a couple of college picks in a second, but your best bet in the NFL in a breakdown. Why, Troy?
Oh gosh, it's the over in Dallas, Denver. It is a very strong play. It's at 50.5 points. I believe 95% of the money is on the over. I'm typically an unders better, but the Cowboys, their offense is just electric. Everyone on the offense is feasting. And the Broncos, they scored 0 points against the Giants in the first half, but then just erupted in the second half. They have a potent offense. I think this is going to be a track meet. And while I am an unders better, when I do play an over, and it's usually on a game that has a high over that I'm expecting a shootout, I get very excited. Now, granted, I thought Lions Buccaneers on Monday night was going to be played in the 60s, and that was nowhere near that. So could be wrong there, but that is my best play for Sunday is Broncos Cowboys over 50.5.
All right, in college, who you like this week?
Yeah, I'll kind of keep it in the region. And a team, we talked about Texas A&M doesn't get a lot of love on the national scale as being an elite team, but another team inside the top 25 that I don't think anyone talks about is Virginia. The Cavs are very good. It's surprising that Virginia is the team of Virginia, not Virginia Tech, who is terrible. Virginia's 10.5-point favorite at North Carolina. North Carolina is a disaster. It's not a hard place to play. It should be a fine weekend in terms of weather-wise. I think the Cavaliers are very, very good. I think North Carolina is very, very bad. I don't love that it's double digits. I would love if it was 8.5, but I'll take Virginia minus 10.5, and that's a strong play. 88% of the public tickets are on Virginia to cover at North Carolina.
All right. And Malik Washington gives Maryland a chance, and he's going to be great. But his numbers are not overwhelming. He is not in the top 100 in yards per attempt, which is something that we look at. And that's not UCLA's done it more. They didn't score their first offensive touchdown until 35 seconds ago in the game against UCLA. So, they had the pick six on Nico in that game. So, as bright as the future is there, and listen, he's a first-year starter. He's a true freshman. He's going to be fine, but as far as a finished product and consistently moving the ball, that's not there just yet with the Turtles. Yeah. So I just wish we'd get hold on to one of them.
About that, and
what's that?
We talk about it in basketball where coaches aren't recruiting high school players; they're re-recruiting their own players. They're going to have to do that with Washington. They have to win games to get him to stay because even if the metrics aren't there, the buzz is there, and teams are going to come calling for him next year with bags of cash. So Maryland has to win some games to keep him around.
I think Loxley being in state, I think they've got a chance. They've got that. They're in the Big Ten. They're getting some of that TV revenue. So I think they can just get over the 4.5 win total that I had earlier in the year. I mean, just if they lose 8 in a row like this, it's going to be a tough one. Follow Troy on Twitter at Troy Macher, MACHIR. We'll talk to you. I got the day off on Monday, Charlie, but I'm with Troy. But Charlie will be calling you at 10:30 or 11:30?
11:30.
11:30.
No press conference.
No press conference. Pro press conference. Troy, enjoy the weekend. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Don't forget our friends right down the street at Las Palmas Mexican restaurant. We're over at Las Palmas Rio Cantina once a month, and man, it is a great family of restaurants. So they're right down the street. They got the one in Gonzales as well, Rio Cantina. We were there. in Bruley recently, but fresh food, generous portions, affordable pricing, good for all the family. It's clean. The service is good. Great selection of margaritas. Wednesdays is $5 margaritas all day. Happy hour all the time. The patio this time of the year, every one of them has some great patios. Love that patio in the Gonzales location. So our friends over at Las Palmas Mexican Restaurant and Rio Cantina with locations in Dutchtown, Highland Road down the street here from Ruffino, Central, and in Gonzales.
Live at Ruffino's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. The search for reliable and affordable insurance can be frustrating, but the Morris Insurance Group invites you to look again. For homeowners and renters to auto and commercial coverage, the Morris Insurance Group offers a range of services to meet any situation. For business owners, their comprehensive package covers a large range of liabilities. There are policies for boat and RV owners, hunting camp properties, high-risk areas, and yes, flood insurance. Get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call us today at 201-0007.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
The field is set. The votes are open. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust present the Heart of the Game Award. These athletes crushed it in-game this month, and now you decide who takes the win. The male and female with the most votes each earn a $250 gift card and serious bragging rights. Click on 1045ESPN.com and cast your vote now. Brought to you by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Keith Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
So the Sean Payton took a little grief this week for, giving Russell Wilson a little jab and everything. He doesn't like Russell Wilson. I think that's pretty.
And well, there's a lot of coaches that don't freaking take shots publicly.
No, right. But how much does Brian Dable not want to see Russell Wilson in the game? The NFL fined the Giants $200,000 for violating the protocol with Dart.
Yeah.
They fined Dable $100,000 for going in the tent.
Yeah, no.
It's $100,000 trip into the tent to see
No.
about his quarterback.
No, Charlie, I said that was the 20 seconds of real time. He comes in there, incompletion on third down. The fans are booing him. He's running into the tent. You want to know their stance on their quarterbacks and stuff like that.
League sent him a $100,000 invoice today.
Dart's far from perfect, but God, the energy and the life in the offense, it's unbelievable.
They even fined Scattaboo $15,000. He got everybody. Bruce Marshall with us when we return. Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in Louisiana who are 21 or older. Licensed through Horseshoe Bossier City and Caesars New Orleans. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings, $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street, and Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Dallas. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Down Shopping Center.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now bowling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
It's game day, Modesto, and the best seat in the house isn't in your living room. It's at Modesto Tacos Tequila Whiskey. We've got unbeatable game day specials that'll keep you cheering no matter what the score. Burbank near LSU, every game day, Modesto Tacos Tequila Whiskey.
The field is set. The votes are open. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust present the Heart of the Game Award. These athletes crushed it in-game this month, and now you decide who takes the win. The male and female with the most votes each earn a $250 gift card and serious bragging rights. Click on 104.5 ESPN And.com and cast your vote now. Brought to you by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Let Southern Outfitters be your one-stop shop for all your hunting season needs. From archery, stands, saddle hunting, waterfowl, apparel, firearms, and ammo, they have everything you need for a successful hunting season. Out in Zachary, right off of Main Street, Southern Outfitters.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. He's out there somewhere in the world. Maybe even your local sports book.
Can anybody help us?
Let's bring in Bruce Marshall.
Brucey, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. The NBA started for better or worse.
Oh, jeez.
You know, so yeah. And college hoops is only a couple weeks away. Can you believe that?
What do you what's your thoughts on the federal investigation findings and just there's a lot to talk about in the era of online or mobile betting and since passed by the whole thing. But your thoughts on all this?
I just, the real quick overview I have of this, and that's from talking in past years to guys who work like at Sports Radar, and which is an oversight agency, and a lot of it from overseas soccer because that was what they focused on a lot before PASPA got overturned here, 6-7 years ago. But the top levels of sport, they always thought were very unlikely to be tainted by this stuff. And the Sports Radar guys would always focus most of the illegal, the betting and where the stuff really was shady was in the lower levels because the guys making less money were more susceptible to that. Obviously, you translate that to the U.S. I mean, you worry about the colleges too, but let's just talk about what's in front of us here. That's why overseas you didn't see too many scandals in the English Premier League, the Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, this and that. It's lower levels. What stuns me here is that anybody in the NBA would get involved with this. With the money these guys make, it just doesn't make any sense to get involved with this stuff because the risk to the reward doesn't make any sense to me. And that's the first thing. And we can unpack a lot of this more as we move forward in the next weeks and months. But that's the first thing that jumps at me. I just cannot believe that anybody in the NBA, with the money they're making and the relatively smaller payoffs for this stuff, and whether they're involved or not, I'm not sure, but it just doesn't make any sense, and that's what really perplexes me.
Greed, man. Yeah, no, it's stupidity. It's on the NBA tonight. What's his name? Kenny Smith started talking about addiction. Barkley said, "Kenny, this is about stupidity. This is not about addiction." I mean,
Silver was talking about the two-way players. On the two-way contracts. It's still a lot of money, but it's not the ridiculous. But $100 million. Terry Rozier has made over $100 million.
No, he was on a $100 million contract, 4 year, $100 million. I mean, right in the middle of it.
On that, you got to.
No.
Chauncey Billups has made a good bit of money too. I mean, that's a different thing with the poker and all that. But
he's making $5 million a year to be the coach currently.
And what did he make in his career?
He
did pretty well.
Yeah, no, he did. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
he's a Hall of Famer. So I mean, but the mob stuff and the fixed poker games. There've been things going on like that. I mean, the movie's about it. There's nothing new on guys, fixing poker games. The other part is, but the prop bets, and as far as, and I believe that the mobile sports books are listed as the victims here. Now, I mean, if they are giving large amounts to prop bet unders, which are the easiest to manipulate, I mean, No, you deserve what you get.
And they
Now,
caught
if
this in
they
45
find a
minutes.
guy who's gotten established and he's a known loser, and he's lost and he bets 10,000 on props like that, and sort of regularly, and he's lost over time, they may identify him and get bet through him, and so you got to take the good with the bad when it comes to that. But if they're, I mean, that's
They shut down the betting in 45 minutes. I mean, it's not like they're not trying to police this stuff.
I compare, Bruce, mobile sports bets who give large limits, allow large bets on prop bet unders, kind of like athletic departments paying buyouts for like $50 million buyouts. It's like, no, you got to look in the mirror a little bit. So, the prop bets are not going anywhere. It's the new era of sports game. There's a lot of tax revenue that come from prop bets in these 5, 7, 8, 10 leg parlays that the only way you can do it on a Monday night is going through prop. The prop bets are not going anywhere. The limits, that's and that's the thing that people complain about the most in the mobile betting. Man, I'm limited. I can only get $100 down on this type of thing because I've been flagged or something. I might be a sharp bettor. I'm beating them at closing line value. I'm limited. So the limits, and then you hear about this. So there's some inconsistencies there. Brucey, well done on the NFL last week in your live appearance. Who's your top bet or two this week and why for the NFL? We'll start off with.
Well, I'm going to actually lay some points this week. Normally I don't go with these big favorites, but I'm going to go ahead and do it this week, Jimmy. Patriots at this week. I think something is really going on good here with Mike Vrabel. They get the Brownies at home, around a TD or so. I know Cleveland looked pretty good last week. I think a lot of that was Miami just really reeking last week, and I am kind of surprised Mike McDaniel is still in the coaching seat there. But Drake May is part of it. I mean, he has made such progress here in just a year and a half. But you can just tell things coming together with the Patriots, and Mike Vrabel's got these guys. I mean, if they can go into Buffalo and win, now this is 4 wins and covers in a row, and every year we see a team go 7, 8 games, it seems, on a streak. And I think this is New England's, and the Browns just don't have enough to answer that if they get behind in a game. Gabriel might be their best option right now at quarterback, but let's see what happens. You fall down 7-10 nothing. I think Cleveland's in trouble. I'll lay the points with the Patriots there, and I'm actually going to lay the points with the Colts, and I'm walking maybe into a trap blindly, like we warned last week, but with my eyes open. I think Tennessee is this bad, and I had questions about Cam Ward coming in, whether he was worth it. Maybe he was the best of this quarterback class, but I don't know that he was as good as any of those quarterbacks taken in the first round last year. The disturbing thing about Ward right now is he seems to be getting worse as this season progresses. He didn't look all that horrible in the opener against Denver, but some of the mistakes he's been making the last couple of weeks, I mean, literally like dropping the ball out of his hands when he's pressured, not even hit. He just looks flustered there. They've made a coaching change. I think the overall talent is just not there. They just don't have any offense. And unless the Colts just go flat, and I am worried about that a bit because they've had a series of very high-profile games. That offense looked terrific last week against the Chargers. But it's just the eye test here. I mean, the Colts have everything going right. They are winning. They are extending margins. This other team is horrible. So I'm just going to trust what I'm seeing here. And if I've got to lay 2 touchdowns with the Colts, I'll do it. So 2 pretty heavy favorites for me. That's odd for me to do that in the NFL, but I'm going to go that way this week.
You go down to the Queen, and you can get this bet down at DraftKings. It's pretty cool, the most wins. And I think New England, and I made a play already, it's now 13-1 for New England. Look at their schedule. I mean, and look, we know Vrabel's good, May's good. They just won 3 in a row on the road. That's difficult to do, but their schedule is very cozy at 13-1. They got to have a shot, and the Colts are the favorite to have how many people picked that before the season, that the Colts would be favored to have the most wins in the regular season this year?
Daniel Jones's mother.
Well played, Charlie. Well played. Brucey, let's get to your 5-pack in college football. Let's roll. What we got?
Okay, let's roll. I mean, I'm going to talk about rolling. I'm going to roll with UCLA again here. I know this is pretty tough going back to Indiana. A couple of things. One, Indiana. By the way, I mean a couple of these spread losses for Indiana have been pretty hard to stomach. If you're an Indiana backer the last couple of weeks, Jonathan Smith kicking a field goal in the last minute last week
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Michigan State, and taking that safety against Iowa a few weeks ago. But especially in the Michigan State game, that is the risk though when you're laying, near 4 touchdowns every week. These huge numbers. I mean, you just got to blow out teams every week. The Iowa number was not that big, but I mean, like last week, it's hard to do that. I mean, just to keep revving it up every week and killing people. As good as Indiana is, and I'm glad Cignetti got the contract, and Mendoza might win the Heisman. I know how good they are. But I'll tell you what, yeah, UCLA, there's something going on with them there. I talked to people who are kind of close to the program. They believe they're going to win this game. Now, that might be misplaced bravado, but totally different with Tim Skipper. I think they have got to consider him for the permanent job if he can get this team bowl eligible. It's a completely different situation. This team's energized, motivated. The talent wasn't all that bad. They've got Nico making plays. They made some mistakes last week, and they still ended up beating Maryland. 2 things to note here about UCLA. When Deshaun left, the transfer portal opens for 30 days during the season for coaching changes. UCLA didn't have one guy go in the portal. They also, after the 4th game, the redshirt break-off, they didn't have one guy declare for a redshirt. The guys who are here want to be here for UCLA. They're going to play to the death, and the back door is going to be wide open. So I'm giving UCLA a shot, plus all those points tomorrow in Bloomington, Jimmy.
25.5 currently right now. Our friends at the Queen at the DraftKings outlet. Who's up next, Bruce?
Big Ten, Northwestern. We saw this looks a lot like 2 years ago. Excuse me, I'm all choked up talking about Northwestern with David Braun, but I think it's a little bit better because I think there's an upgraded quarterback with Preston Stone. Now he is not putting up numbers like he did a couple of years ago when he was still starting at SMU, but he gives them a little bit more there. But this defense is awfully good. Top 11 in the country, 11th in the country in scoring defense. Really, really rugged. And a very functional team, and they are winning, and they're covering point spreads. And you're an underdog again here this week, and it is Nebraska. Jimmy, you, Charlie, I mean, tell me. I'm trying to think back now. I mean, it's been a while since Matt Rule really did anything, and I'm just wondering, is all this talk about Penn State, should Rule really be near the top of the list? I know he's alma mater and all that, but I think this team is spectacularly overrated. I think there's a desire on the part of the national media to get, for some reason, to recall Nebraska's greatness, which is so long ago now. It's almost 30 years since Dr. Tom left. It's almost a quarter century since Solich got that team into the title game somehow against Miami. They got whipped, and we haven't heard from Nebraska since. This is a mid-level Big Ten program. They got exposed completely last week against Minnesota. And Raiola, I'm still not sure how great he is either, and they have had a lot of trouble protecting him in recent games too against this Northwestern defense, which might be one of the best ones Nebraska has faced. I think Northwestern could win this game, but let's just stick on the spread, touchdown, a little over that maybe. Northwestern tomorrow.
Northwestern second all time in most losses behind Indiana, 5-2 this year. That's right, the 2 most losingest programs in the history of college football, 12-2 combined. All right, your third pick, Brucey.
7.5 there.
Plus 7.5. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Had Vanderbilt in there too, and we got quite a trifecta there. Don't we?
I'll get to that. I got some stat for you later. We'll get to your picks first. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. How about let's go Big 12. Sunshine State. Kansas State. The last time Kansas State lost to Kansas, George W. Bush was still in the White House, and Mark Mangino was the coach for Kansas. We've got to go back to 2008. Now, that was Ron Prince's last year at K-State after Snyder retired the first time, and he lost all 3 to Kansas. Snyder comes back immediately in 2009, and they start to beat Kansas again. This was something Snyder, in his first tenure there, made a point. Once he finally started to beat Kansas, not just beat Kansas, grind them into dust, and he used to kill them. And they have not lost to Kansas since. And when the baton was handed to Chris Kleiman in 2019, well, I'll be darned. He has beaten Kansas 6 straight times, too. A couple of closer games the last 2 years, but still, K-State is winning. I think things turned around for Kansas State after the bye week. Avery Johnson, look at his stat line, has been a little bit different since then. I mean, I think Matt Wells and Kleiman impressed upon him. Look, make plays on the move. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Don't just sit in the pocket. Don't worry about the NFL.
He's running
Your
more.
game is on the move, making plays when you're escaping the pocket. He's been much more effective. He's been running more. K-State has covered 3 games in a row. They should have beat Baylor that game. There was an ill-timed pass that Johnson threw in the fourth quarter, got taken back for a pick 6. That was the play of the game. They had a field goal blocked at the end. They could have won that game too. Kansas State's on the nice move up. I think Kansas has actually been a little more, I mean, record-wise, yeah, I know they're 4-3 and K-State's 3-4. I think they've been a little disappointing at K-State. They have Kansas. I'm sorry. They have not made any improvement on the defensive side. They were 92nd last year total defense. They're 98th right now. We saw what Texas Tech did in the second half a couple weeks ago. The Cincinnati game, the Missouri game, the offense, the defense just is not carrying its weight. And Jalen Daniels is having a pretty good year offensively, but this defense just ain't that good. I'm going to stick with series trends here. You rarely see a team with a 16-game series winning streak, and dynamics not that much different. Being an underdog, K-State for me.
All right. Kent State opened up 0-4 against the spread. Bye week, they're 3-0 against the spread since. Avery Johnson running the ball. His rushing attempts went from 8 to 12 from the first 4 games. The next 3, his rushing yardage went from 15 to 57 from the first 4 to the next 3. Quickly, the next 2, Bruce.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bama here. And by the way, we're going to lay some points against South Carolina.
Don't kiss up to my son with this Alabama crap. Come on, Blunt. Come on.
Well, there you go, Ethan. I'm doing this for you. But real quick, endangered species in the SEC, offensive coordinators / play callers. You could throw Derek Nix from Auburn in there. You can throw Joe Sloan from LSU in there. Certainly Bush Hamden at Kentucky. Kyle Flood and Sark, who actually is involved in the play calling at Texas. Both of them. I don't think they're helping Arch out too much, but none of them have done as poorly as Mike Shula has done here for South Carolina. And Shane Beamer, Dull Liggins did very well last year with the Lenore Sellers. He moved on to App State as a head coach. Shula has failed. Look at Sellers' stats this year, how much worse they are. And, oh, by the way, I think this might happen with Beamer to Virginia Tech, and the talk is really going to start heating up about now. This is going to get more distracting for South Carolina. Big disappointment this year. I don't think they even make a bowl. Bama has got it rolling, and I'm going to lay points with the Crimson Tide. And Ty Simpson now in the Heisman race tomorrow at Williams-Brice.
After the Florida State, 5-1, 5-0-1, or 6-0, depending on what your number was for the Missouri-Alabama game. But Alabama has come, and yes, he is. And look, some fortunate covers. The Jam Miller run at the end of Vanderbilt. I mean, the 100-yard pick 6 against Tennessee. I get it, but still, they're already public to begin with. All right, and your last pick, Brucey.
I'm going to go Sun Belt here, baby, and let's go with Southern Miss. I missed them last week, and I probably should have mentioned them on the show. And now the number's getting near 2 touchdowns here with UL versus ULM, but I'm going to do it. Charles Huff's spread record since last year, counting Marshall, 14-3-1. He's got Southern Miss on the right track this year. Remember, he won the Sun Belt at Marshall last year. Braylon Braxton, he used to be at Tulsa. He went to Marshall last year with Huff. Now he came down to Southern Miss, along with a lot of other Herd players from last year. Since the start of last season, so we got a season and a half now, 33 touchdown passes and 6 picks. That is good. And everything has fallen together nice for Southern Miss. ULM, 3 straight really poor efforts here. One other note here. ULM -5 turnover margin this year. Southern Miss +9. And Huff Marshall was good with that last year too. So there's a big difference in turnover margin here, and that can flip the field really quick and give Southern Miss some of those scores from a shorter field. Golden Eagles, I'll lay the points tomorrow at Hattiesburg against ULM.
SOUTHERN, Southern Mississippi, USM. Yes, indeed, they kind of get it going. Here's one for you, Bruce. So the most winningest programs in the history of college football, the top 7, Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Notre Dame, Texas, Oklahoma, and Penn State, combined this year 37-12. The most losingest, Indiana, Northwestern, Rutgers, Wake Forest, Kansas, Iowa State, and Tulane, 35-14. Just 2 games separate the most winningest and the most losingest combined this year. I never saw it coming. One of the things the private schools, Vandy and some others, Duke, Virginia, SMU, some other, the transfers don't count against their admission statistics and the ACTs and things like that. So the U.S. News and World Report, I mean, they maintain those statistics by getting some of these student athletes in to play football. But that is staggering, huh, Bruce?
It is staggering. I didn't realize Tulane would be on that list.
Number 7, baby. Hullabaloo, hullabaloo. Yes, indeed. Yes. Willie Fritz, he's a miracle worker. Summerall's a hot name as well. So, Brucey, great stuff as always, man. Thank you. Good luck to you this weekend.
Okay, Jimmy. Thank you.
Don't forget our friends at United Community Bank. You know, running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact our great team of bankers at United Community Bank. Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, and Prentice Wilkes, and discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Flag of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris and Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padiella at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Charles Hannegriff's 5-pack of picks. Brought to you by Supreme Rice. Make sure you use Louisiana rice, grown by Louisiana farmers since 1936. Available at most local grocery stores. Supreme Rice.
I thought it deserved a little better fate last week.
Charlie,
than what
I was
got,
looking at
but-
your picks over. I'm like, you had some tough beats,
Yeah,
bro. You had some. Look, I mean, you know, I'm not in the business of giving you a whole lot of compassion on this outfit, but I mean, yes, no, that was some brutal beats, man.
Duke in particular.
Oh,
I just had to try. You know.
How often do I tweet during the games? I mean, do I want
Yeah.
to sit there and tweet, or I need to check lines and I'm trying to live bet and everything? No, I had to. That was unbelievable, that Duke Georgia Tech game. Unbelievable.
May will but right about 500, I think, for the season now, with a couple of ties.
You and everybody
thrown,
else.
Yeah, but a couple of ties thrown in there.
Who else did you have last week? I don't have it in front of me, but I remember.
Let me think about this for a second. I had Duke. I had Arkansas. Arkansas.
Well,
that
that's
was a
that's
winner.
but that's a fortunate cover too.
Yeah,
Backdoor.
UCLA was a push. USC I missed by half a point, and Auburn.
Well, you got a bad line because it went to 10.5 on Saturday
We
for
caught it on
USC.
I got the Friday line on
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
And then Auburn. I think we were both on Auburn. Bad beat or just we should know better by now. I don't know.
Well, they take the lead. Okay, they take a 4-point lead. They get a turnover.
Yeah.
I mean, with like 4 minutes to go. When they only kick the field goal, I'm getting off of some. I mean, plus 290 for Missouri to win
For
the
the
game
money
at that
line,
point. Oh, I'm going to cover some, cover some of my backside there. No, I'm not watching this again. I mean, you expect it to happen. In a team, when they lose, find ways to lose. They start expecting it as well. There's no doubt.
Let's see if we can do a little better this week. Going to start out with Ole Miss plus 5.5 at Oklahoma. Can I just start out by saying I think Ole better? Okay, let's start there. 6 in a row for the Rebs, and then they lose respectfully, respectable to Georgia in Athens. Oklahoma, the top defense in the SEC statistically.
Top defense in the country.
I think that number. Yeah, I think that number's soft. The 3 Renner wins. Here's why: the 3 Renner wins combined for 6 points, so they're a good bully. Fine. Michigan, Underwood's first road start. Auburn, no quarterback. Texas, no offensive line. And South Carolina, which outside of Lenore Sellers didn't have much of anything. So I think that it's not that they're not a good defense. They are. And Venables is a fantastic defensive coach. But I think this number's a little bit inflated. I think Ole Miss will challenge them offensively like they haven't been before. And the biggest glaring weakness for Ole Miss is what? Rush defense, okay? Oklahoma's 12th in the league in rushing. I can't imagine Mateer coming off the injury wants to run all that much. So I don't know that they exploit it the way Georgia did in Athens last week. Moneyline sprinkle here. I think Ole Miss has got a great shot to win this game, and I'm going to scoop up the 5.5 points to go with it.
It's the last time they'll be underdog.
Okay.
This
okay.
year.
Yeah.
And LSU. Oklahoma's number 1 in yards per play defense. So yeah, I mean, but is it? Part of it is, who have you played?
Yeah.
The offenses that you played. So, and we know Ole Miss. And tell me, Kirby Smart's still the coach. Hey, George, when's a Kirby Smart team giving up 5 straight long sustained touchdown drives to start the game?
Yeah.
Never.
Almost, never. And then I'm as perplexed as you are about why they fizzled as bad as they did in the fourth
and then
quarter.
three and out. Well, no, they made adjustments. Very much like that Rose Bowl against Oklahoma, where Oklahoma was just gashing them with the running game. They finally said, man, we got to get some more guys in the box. We got to go man. They went man. They was forced to it maybe later than they should have, but it flipped the game. Yeah.
Going to take Memphis at home plus 5.5 against USF. Tigers got to be kicking themselves for losing as a huge favorite last week to UAB. That was the look-ahead spot. It caught them. But you know what about look-ahead spots? When you finally get to the game you're looking ahead to, you're usually pretty focused. There's a lot of evens in this game, matching 6-1 records, each with a win over an SEC team. Bulls, top offense in the league. Tigers, top defense in the league. So what's not equal? The point spread. I think this is a field goal game. I'm catching 5.5 at home. I'm going to take Memphis.
Did you say look ahead? The look ahead line this time last week was Memphis -3.
Aha. So
It's an eight
I'm
and a half point swing. Yes.
in a very emotional game for UAB. Alex Mortensen was coaching there. His dad passed away not terribly long ago. He got UAB up. Congratulations, big time win. They were a 24-point underdog, I think, last week to Memphis, and lost it outright. I'm going to take Minnesota despite the warnings, plus 9.5 at Iowa. When Iowa plays anybody with a heartbeat, the games usually close. So scratch Wisconsin out and the 2 rental wins. The other 4 games have been pretty competitive. They've been decided by an average of less than 5 points, and they lost 2 of those games. I don't really need to look at Iowa stats. They're the same pretty much every year. But since you asked, second to last in the Big Ten in offense to Wisconsin, fourth in total defense behind 3 top 10 teams. Iowa is Iowa. Minnesota's not in Ohio State's class, and they didn't handle the trip to Cal very well, but they've beaten everybody else. Nice win last Friday against Nebraska. They get an extra day off here. I think this is probably one of those games where Iowa wins it somewhere between 3 and 7 points. I'm going to take 9.5. I think it's just a few too many here, and I'm going to take the boat rowers plus the points.
Floyd
here.
of Rosedale, the bronze pig on the line here for Minnesota and Iowa. They first started playing back in 1891. Minnesota ripped off the first 12 in this one, including 6 straight shutouts, Charlie, to jog your memory on that one. Iowa's won 9 of the last 10 in this one. The one they didn't, Cooper DeJean said, give me my bronze pig back on that horrible call of that punt return 2 years ago.
Everybody needs a bronze pig in their life.
That's absolutely.
I'm going to take Houston plus 7 at Arizona State. So you think Arizona State, they lose their starting quarterback in the game to Utah. They get back. They beat a really good Texas Tech team. Voila, they're back. Thing is, they really weren't crushing it before that. They're 3-3-1 against the number. 2 of those wins were by a half of point. And more of these games have been close than not. I think a letdown's possible after a big effort against the Red Raiders. Fighting Fritzes are 6-1. Their only losses to that same Texas Tech team. No score comparing. We frown upon that here. They're a solid club. They've already got 3 road wins this year. Like competition, I get it, but road wins nonetheless. And Jordan Tyson, the leading receiver for Arizona State, being out really hurts them. I think the Cougs keep it close here. I liked this better yesterday when I was getting 7.5, but I'll take the touchdown. Houston plus 7 at Arizona State.
Theo Rush fade and Willie Fritz. No, don't matter how old you are, man. Can you coach or not? So he's doing it again. They're easily over their win total last year. It was 2.5. It went 4-8. On his way again this year. 7.5 was the win total, and they are at 6-1.
Last pick. Told you 2.5 hours ago.
And of course, the Tyson is out by far.
Jordan Tyson being out is a big deal. All right, told you 2.5 hours ago when we started the show I was taking LSU. So I'm going to take the Tigers plus 2.5. You know the drill. This is a spot game. I'm sorry. I understand all of the angst around here about the offense, about the coach, defensive breakdowns last week against Vanderbilt. But this game is in Tiger Stadium. It's at night. They're awfully hard to beat here. They've lost one night game with Brian Kelly at the helm. That was to Alabama. We've asked a lot of our experts, Jimmy, for a wide-angle lens look at this game this week. And this is a buy low on LSU spot. This is a sell high on A&M spot. This is back-to-back road games for Texas A&M. The record for teams getting back-to-back SEC road games, boy, in the second game it drops pretty significantly. I'm not going with this if not now win stuff. This is just a spot for LSU. And if you say, I've heard this from too many people this week. Well, I know, why watch? I know exactly what LSU is going to do. I know. Why would you say that? Why would you? Look, we do this, all day, every day, and we don't know for sure what's going to happen. This kind of stuff happens all the time in college football, where one team looks like they're on the way down, the other team looks like they're on the way up, and they got to go on the road, and it's a spot. I think this is the spot, and I think LSU wins this game. I would take a money line sprinkle on this too. I'll take the 2.5 gladly. I cannot provide you with offenses versus defense numbers or particular matchups in this game as to why I think this. If I did that, I'd pick Texas A&M. But I know about the emotions of college football and the road swings and just where they are. And you brought up something else. I didn't write this down, but when you said it, I thought A&M, whether they want to admit it or not, has a little bit of a cushion to get to the playoff. They've won the 3-1 score games. LSU's lost 2 of their 3-1 score games. A&M could lose this game and be in fine shape to make the playoff. All they'd have to do is beat South Carolina and Missouri, and they could lose to Texas, who they might beat. But they could even lose to Texas at that point and still get into the playoffs. They would never say that publicly. I wouldn't expect them to, but I like the Tigers in this game. It does not mean that I think everything's fixed. It does not mean that I think that they're going to make the playoff. It does not mean I think that they're going on a run or anything. I just think they're going to win tomorrow. So,
no,
that's
and
it.
after they win, you can go up on ticket prices.
No, they did that before.
Oh, they did.
I promise to get on the air 90 minutes after the game, no matter whether they win or lose. I think that ticket.
It's a good spot for LSU,
Yeah.
and a lot of our handicappers have talked about that. You know, when you're down and out, and people are down on you. You know, this program and a lot of other programs with a little oomph there certainly have it. This was back in the summer. LSU was about a 5.5, 6-point favorite. So. You know,
and at 5-2, I'm sorry, your season's not over. They don't think the season's over at Tennessee. They don't think the season's over at Notre Dame. They don't think the season's over at Texas. They don't think the season's over at Michigan. All those teams are 5-2 teams. I don't think the season's over at LSU. They get drilled tomorrow. I'll come back and mea culpa and say, hey, look, I'm an idiot. But I think they got a great chance.
Why would we not have a close game to begin with in this league? I mean, we've had way more lopsided matchups than this at different locations, home or away.
Texas, Kentucky comes right to mind.
I mean, 26-8 first downs there. I mean, 400 to 180. I mean, yardage. I mean, no, this. Why would this one not be close? So, you know, listen. Ole Miss was a better roster than LSU last year, and at night,
and LSU won. Yeah,
beat them. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I think A&M is a top 10 team, though. I do too. But it's who's going to play that. Marcel Reed he's not the same quarterback from one half to the next. He's way more consistent than he was last year. He's better than he was. He's more productive than he was a year ago. But you know, it's just the beauty of it is frustrates the blue bloods, the high expectation programs fan base more than ever because you never had as many close games. No, you got to play well to win. And did LSU play great on Saturday? No. So they mean you have to play well. And A&M's going to, and we don't know who's going to play well.
If the game was at a different spot on the schedule, I might feel differently. If the game were, certainly if the game were in College Station, I would feel differently. In this place, in this spot, I like LSU.
It's a Hunt Palmer evolution in college football.
Oh, I got to hear this.
One of his biggest pet peeves is grow the game. The game has grown.
Yeah,
the game is growing, and it frustrates the hell out of guys like him.
The size of the game is fine.
Really?
Yes, it
is that an accurate Hunt Palmer?
He is a blue blood snob, absolutely, for football and baseball. Yeah, he does.
Grow the game.
For sure.
I don't want to grow the game.
And on top of that, he hates A&M, so yeah. Be a lively show with Hunt Palmer
I think grow the game is just nails on a chalkboard for Hunt. So, but the game is growing. I'm sorry, it is right before our eyes.
He is an upper-level SEC snob, no doubt.
I just said the 7 most losingest programs against the 7 most winningest programs is a 2-game cushion combined. It's a new day. It's a new day.
I say that in the nicest possible way, Hunt. He's an SEC snob. That's okay.
Monday, red beans. What red beans and rice day. So I'm going to for my birthday. I'm going to celebrate with the red bean man. Hold the mayo.
Okay.
So I can't wait. So we're going to hang out, and he's doing his red bean review, and we're going to go have fun and trying to be interested in the NBA on Monday night. So, but it is an absolute must. It's that parboiled rice from Supreme Rice, man. It is so easy to boil. Some people struggle. They need a rice steamer and a boil. Man, look, just throw some boiling water with a little salt and just a dash of olive oil to kind of loosen it up a little bit. Strain it, and it's firm. It's a long grain rice. It has all the nutrients of the brown rice, so it's good for you. It's great. It's that closest thing to restaurant quality rice. It is restaurant quality rice, so it's my favorite. Available at all area grocery stores for wherever you find your Supreme Rice.
Live at Ruffino's. Log of the Week Friday presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
This season, we've got prep football in double coverage. Hey, it's Kate Wazan inviting you to join me Friday nights at 6 for Louisiana Prep Preview, followed by Catholic High Football on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Then over on Talk 107.3, it's Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report from 6 to 11 p.m., bringing you live in-game updates, final scores, and check-ins with correspondents from every corner of the state. It's all presented by Dr. Pepper. Scores on Talk. Theirs on ESPN. It's our Prep Football double coverage, presented by Dr. Pepper.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. Jimmy Ott's 5-pack of picks, brought to you by Supreme Rice. Make sure you use Louisiana rice, grown by Louisiana farmers since 1936. Available at most local grocery stores. Supreme Rice.
Rough week for me last week, 1-4, both in college and pro. So 500 for the season. Before I get to my 5-pack, let's get Max's in right now. Southern Miss is minus 13.5, so he and Brucey are both on that. UL Monroe's top two quarterbacks are doubtful for that game tomorrow night. Florida Atlantic plus 14. Navy is one of the more disappointing teams, kind of under the radar teams this year. Worst strength of schedule this year. These are Max's notes. The Owls, FAU, fourth most passing yards in FBS. And we've seen some passing attacks really riddle that Navy defense. And Florida Atlantic, most fourth down attempts in the country does increase their variance.
Did you say Navy's disappointing?
I did.
Aren't they undefeated?
Navy is?
Navy. I think
Are
so.
they really undefeated?
Yeah.
They ain't against the spread.
Well, no, not against the spread, but they are undefeated, I believe.
I.
Y- yeah, they're 6-0. Talk
What-
about high
what-
expectations.
No,
What do
no.
you want?
Well, you know what I care about, Charlie.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. Check out the ATS spread. So now you got me looking it up, and here we go. First of all, scratch VMI. They did not cover against UAB. They did cover against Tulsa, 42-23. They're favored by 14. They did win that one. They did not cover at home against Rice. They won by 8. They were favored by 13.5. Air Force, they were lucky to win, and Temple. So they are 1-4 against the spread.
They are 6-0 straight up.
Disappointing.
Okay.
Yes. My book, disappointing.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. Missouri and Vanderbilt under. He's on with Chris Massero in his under Missouri. We talk about Missouri. I'm sorry, Vanderbilt being one of the slowest pace of game, 116th in plays per game. Missouri most plays a game in FBS. So contrasting styles there. We'll see if they'll play ball control it's like 40-20 time of possession. Was LSU and Vanderbilt?
Right at it, yeah, 39 change.
Yeah, Missouri 8th in third down defense. Missouri 11th in yards rushing defense. Max has the under in that one. Kentucky plus 8.5. He's going back to the Kentucky here. Kentucky SEC home games, 3-point loss to Texas, 7-point loss to Ole Miss. Saying tougher than usual here for Kentucky against Tennessee. And then Northern Illinois and Ball State. Ball State plus the 6.5. Northern Illinois' lone win is 19-17, barely against FCS Holy Cross. Ball State 2-1 in MAC play, and IU 1-6 against the spread. Ball State 5-2 against the spread. We'll see if the trend is his friend. Max with USM, Florida Atlantic under, Missouri Vandy, Kentucky, and Ball State. Let's get to my 5-pack. And, well, the look-ahead line, Charlie, we in sync here. This is a pick-em game to me. Memphis at home, where they have been tough. They were looking ahead last week, so this is where 8.5-point swing is too extreme, too drastic there. We were laying 3 last week. I would have taken a +3. I'm taking plus 5.5 now with the other team. Give me Memphis at home at the Liberty Bowl plus 5.5. Sandwich spot, I'd say so, even though Clemson's not as good. But Clemson was preseason top 5. Clemson beat SMU for their for the conference championship game last week. It was back in 2022, the last time Rhett Lashley has lost a regular season conference game in Dallas at SMU. Willie Fritz and the boys in Tulane beat them uptown 49-24 back in 2022. And then they host Miami next week. They didn't even play Clemson in Miami in the regular season last year. That contributed to that undefeated conference record. Wake Forest is much better than expected, 5-2. One loss to NC State was tied going to the fourth quarter. Other loss against undefeated Georgia Tech, where they went for 2 in the first overtime and came up short in that one. Wake Forest plus the 3 against Sandwich Spot for SMU. Sandwich Spot here for the Iowa State opponent as well. So Iowa State getting the BYU Cougars at home after the Holy War. BYU is undefeated. They're on their top 10, but they are overrated. Their power rating is about 21-26 in that range. So give me the Cyclones and Matt Campbell at home here, short number, -2.5. BYU in a letdown spot after an emotional win against Utah. Pittsburgh in their young quarterback, the true freshman Heinzman, they are 3-0 straight up since he's taken over. They are 3-0 against the spread. So, should take care of NC State. NC State, C.J. Bailey had his worst game of the year in that loss to Notre Dame. His 3 interceptions as they found a way to not cover in that one. Now they go to Pitt here, where the Pitt Panthers are less than a touchdown favorite. Bye week. Dorn has been very good off the bye week. Would play in Pittsburgh, who's playing their 5th straight game, and they are banged up. 3 interceptions for the freshman the last 2 games as well. Maybe settling in a little bit, maybe getting a little bit of a read on him for opponents. NC State, a tricky spot here for Pittsburgh, money line alert as well. And then Cincinnati, -3.5 at home. We talked about that in our college football notes yesterday, Charlie. Blake Sorsby, since he threw that interception, and they were up against the clock, he had to throw it downfield at some point in that game against Arrowhead, that neutral site game at Arrowhead. That's the last interception he's thrown. He's thrown 17 touchdowns since, no interceptions. He also has over 300 yards passing and 6 TDs with his legs. He is playing at a very high level. In Baylor, this is 2 years in a row. They are bad on defense. A very respected coach on the defensive side with Dave Aranda. Not this year. Cincinnati -3.5. Memphis, Wake Forest, Iowa State, NC State, and Cincinnati. My 5-pack.
Cincinnati plus 700 to win the Big 12. There are worse bets out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's my plus 300 on Utah, too. I'm sorry, Texas Tech is no more cushion now for the Red Raiders. Moving forward, we'll see about that. So, hey, don't forget our friends at Town Square Pizza. Also, you staying downtown for the game tomorrow night. Hey, man, with less than a 5-minute walk from all the major hotels downtown is Town Square Pizza. Fresh, piping hot, generous portions, affordable. It's a great little spot. Go check out where all the fuss is about. Town Square Pizza, facing Town Square.
Live at Ruffino's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown.
All right, Jordan.
He's rolling.
This is Charles Handigriff. Join me for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road across from Ruffino's. Jimmy has the day off, and we're on at 11 a.m. No press conference, but we're recapping a big weekend in college football. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Monday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Grostead, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Grostead exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
The Pierrepont Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierrepont. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
This is Charles Handiger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, a chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Wrapping up with our consensus picks. You heard Max, Bruce, myself, Charlie's picks in Chris Macero earlier this week. Wes Reynolds taking Kentucky plus the points. Iowa State money line. Houston plus 7.5 and Wake Forest plus 3. So he's all of his 4 picks are duplicate picks from any of us that gave out our picks today. Matt Humans yesterday, Iowa State minus 2.5, Vandy minus 2.5, Texas minus a point. So he's up against it a little bit of Texas at Mississippi State. Michigan State plus 14.5, Minnesota and Northwestern. Brian Edwards, after a 4-0 week last week from VegasInsider.com, via 30A, he's got Arkansas. That's up to 2.5 now. Went from 1 to 2.5. Vanderbilt, Alabama first half, in Miami of Ohio. Our consensus picks brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime. And if you miss the show, you can listen on demand.
1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net, brought to you by Supreme Rice.
Brought to you by Supreme Rice. Sunday, we will be Football Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon. Will originate. Everybody did great, but me and you, is that right?
Probably, yeah.
No,
I was
no, you did good. No, this week. Week to week, Charlie.
Yes.
So 3-0,
0-3, 3-0. So fade me Sunday.
Live from Caesar Sportsbook. If you're going down to the Saints in Tampa Bay, come by and see us. We're set up on the riser right next to the bank of kiosks that they have in the sportsbook at Caesars in New Orleans. What time you guys getting started tomorrow, Charlie?
1:45 for the 6:47 kickoff, I believe it is. We will be at Rouse's at 1:45 for 3 hours, leading into network pregame.
I send you my grocery list?
Yeah, sure, you can send it if you feel like. And then 90 minutes following the game. Monday, we are at Chris's Specialty Foods right across the street from where we are now. Birthday boy has the day off, but don't worry, I'll be there, and we'll recap a big weekend in college and the NFL. For Jordan back in the studio,
pushing all the right buttons.
I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you. Good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Work